This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. This show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's The Show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
I don't know what you're doing over there, Marnie. Good evening, everybody. It's 7 o'clock. It's Tuesday night.
I don't think that's how you want to be remembered.
What? You look a little odd.
Yeah. Are you hiding? Solely for the not messing up my hair.
Why do you care?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, you're holding them on your ears?
I do this every week. I do my hair.
You're just fabulous.
But you did remember you used to wear the little...
Yeah, and then I gave up on it because I realized I look great either way.
Well, that's a good point. Well, and I feel the same.
So good evening, everybody. It's 7 o'clock. This is The Show with Clayton McKee. That's me. We're coming to you live from the Q Talk America Plaza in the heart of Central Phoenix. I'm here along with Katie June, Marnie Ryer, and Al Perkins. We're all in studio. And for those of you watching the live video stream, you will see a photographer milling around the studio. His name is Fernando. He is on assignment from
Hi, Fernando.
from To Catch a Predator.
When does Chris Hansen come in?
Dateline finally got here.
Finally, a year. Took us
La
a year.
Migra, exactly. Dateline or La Migra. What's wrong with Clayton's boyfriend? That used to be our favorite segment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God. That was one of our original
segments. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was what, Dateline or La Migra?
La Migra.
Yeah. Were they too young or too foreign? Like,
That's back when you were being played by Buddy Early.
yeah.
Oh, the good old days.
So,
Yes.
anywho, no, Fernando is
Transformation is amazing.
Fernando is actually taking pictures for Ion Arizona Magazine, who graciously is doing a little story about this show and celebrating our anniversary of being on the air.
Oh, yeah.
We did it.
Because if listening to us 3 hours a week didn't give you enough information or insight.
Do you remember when it was only 2?
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was
Remember
it 1 week?
No, right.
the first week
The
it was
first
2 hours, and then we said, no, we got to go more.
No, yeah. You can go over.
Clearly.
We want to be here.
You can put it in
days.
deeper. That's what Joe said that first week.
Anywho,
Is there a shower?
we what, a Silkwood shower? You need one? Yes. Well, again, once
Can
hello
I put
to
that back in my mouth?
all the ships in sea, and those of you listening at home, when
All
on
the semen that you might find.
Jesus Christ.
It's worth a try.
There is that.
Why not?
We have so much to cover this week. We are 12. We are 12 states.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
we
every
are
week
12.
we get a state every week. I don't know why, but we get a state. That's kind of
That's
cool.
right.
You get a state, and
You get a state,
And you get a state.
And Oprah has
That is
you.
awesome.
Oprah has nothing to do with that, right?
No.
The game, not at all.
I mean, maybe like a little bit.
Well, she might.
Oprah has
gay
a little bit of something to do with
marriage.
just about everything.
Remember, everybody's a little bit
Illinois
gay.
will be hers because Illinois is creeping up the trail.
true.
Oh, that's true.
That's a Native American reference.
She bought everybody
I
a car.
That's your
really
name.
want that again. You get a state, and you get a state. I just want to do that all night.
Well, you get your own show, and you can.
Like I did.
It's
They
this
call
show.
it the show with Clayton McKee.
Yeah, but secretly it's run by Al Perkins. I don't know how.
I do like to use a pseudonym. Very important.
Of course. Oh, we have a lot of topics to cover this evening, including we have a drinking game. We're sucking horribly on the death watch.
Oh.
We are literally the worst.
But I mean, the whole world is dropping around
you
us,
wanna
except for
live-
these 10 people. I know.
If you want to live,
Petition to be on our
that's
list.
right.
Oh, if
Have
you
us say your fucking name.
do join.
Say my name, bitch.
Say my name. Say
the
my
whole-
name.
Well, apparently the names
Tell me
the
that
names
you
we say
wanna
live.
live.
The people that
I know. I love that you
Is that
said
what you
they're
said?
paying to get on.
Oh, okay, God.
Yeah.
we gotta-
literally
See,
people.
usually I wait a week for you to forget what I said.
I know.
Not
No,
the
it's-
same
I
minute.
can't figure out
Like-
when Dr. Drew got his filthy fucking hands on Dr. Joyce Brothers.
Well, no,
When did
I
that
love that
happen?
you said
she was
the whole
85.
world.
Fucking hand.
The whole world is dropping dead around
Dr.
us.
Drew's got the whole
except for
world.
Except for
10
these 10 people.
In his
These are
hands.
our sacred.
Wow, you are made of money. You just want to pay. They stopped on The View
Yeah,
today.
but I stopped singing.
On
They
The
what?
View today, they started singing a song from some show, and I can't remember what it was, that they all joined in, and all of a sudden Whoopi was like, I'm not paying for that. Back it
Back
off.
off.
Yeah, but how long did they sing?
No, they stopped at like 2 lines.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, they
I
do.
don't remember what song it was.
They No.
I usually don't remember the words.
Oddly,
past
I
those
caught
lines,
most
so.
of The View today. I don't know why, but I did.
I haven't seen it
They were
for a
because they were talking about the show. Is it not Revenge? What show were they talking
Scandal.
about? Scandal.
Yeah.
They were
It's
talking about that
supposed
show.
to be crazy good.
Clearly,
good.
I need to catch up on
Yeah.
Scandal because they had
It's
the woman that
very
it's
good.
based on, and her life was pretty exciting. So I was like,
Right.
all right.
We're totally into it. We've been watching that at home.
Oh, I've never
love it.
seen
We
it.
need
I
a
just,
new show.
Yeah, I
so
love it.
maybe that'll be our show.
Wow, wouldn't that be something?
I know.
I had The inn.
on a
You'll be
TV
the-
show.
On a TV show.
And I still have nothing other than
The
my car.
harbinger of TV all of a sudden.
I am. Yes.
Well, yeah. So my mom would probably like us to take Taylor Swift off the list in the hopes that maybe she would just knock off.
Oh, I like a
That's a
passive
good
aggressive
call.
approach to killing people off.
Let's see if it happens.
I know.
What can it hurt? Well,
Maybe just a
Taylor
car
Swift,
accident
but
or something.
Stop.
Yeah.
Let's not wish these things.
I'm reminded. I
bad
had this
karma.
I had this really cute yet horrible boyfriend. Many of you may remember
Wow.
this story.
Was this in the basement?
If you've ever drank with me, you may have heard this story before. So
Did he have one arm or two?
He had both arms.
White guy or black?
White or black?
Thank you.
Neither.
We
None
got a
of the above.
50-50 on
None
both of
the-
these.
None of the
Oh.
above.
Asian?
Oh,
So
what?
no, he was
Droid? What the?
he was other ethnic.
Oh.
I don't know. He's the box.
Ethnicity
He's the
gender.
bottom box.
So I was dropping him off at the airport, and I was completely sick of him. So
I know this story.
So as he opens the door, I'm like, "If I stop feeding this relationship, will it die?" And he's like, "Are you breaking up with me?" I'm like, "Kind of."
Bye.
Bye. Merry Christmas.
Fly safe.
Remember, Super Shuttle runs 24/7. They'll pick you up.
Because I won't.
And I don't even care.
Right? Not even care. Doesn't matter.
I will literally forget your name before Santa's down the chimney.
And before you even get through security at this airport, I will not know who you are
So hurry down my chimney tonight.
or up it, depending on how you.
Self-identify.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, for the love. So anyway, we've all been here much longer than normal, and I think we all started drinking a little earlier than normal because we had to do this little photo thing. But I'm feeling good, and I'm glad that we can now make ice in this studio. It's
How
good.
did that happen?
Well, I
Oh, did you put water into cups and then put it in the freezer?
no.
We can make ice.
Oh no, I mean
I
just
got
frozen
No.
I've had that recipe for
I-
years now.
I just mean the refrigeration in this studio works really well, is what I mean.
okay.
Because in the other studio it was hotter than a motherfucker.
I was not ready
Yeah.
to speak in metaphors yet.
No. So
This is hour 3 for you, Alfred. Well, let's see. I know Al had a vacation. He was in New York, New York and Niagara Falls, and somewhere back east for a few weeks.
I was in Niagara,
Okay.
almost exclusively in Niagara, then little trips to the island, but Grand Island, not the good island.
I don't know what that means, but it's all right.
Well, Manhattan is the island
Oh,
that
got
I
it, right,
preferred
no.
to.
Okay.
But
I
hopefully
see.
my family's not listening today. I love them all dearly. But no, so I went and I actually, for the first time ever, I stayed at a hotel. I had to rent a car. It was like truly a vacation, and
And you surprised everybody.
And
didn't
you-
you?
Versus what? Normally
staying with
at a
one of
family
my
member?
sisters and being chauffeured around and driven around and
Perfect.
treated like I'm 12. I did so go to my
Yeah, but
sister's
can
on the
Can someone take me to the mall?
I did do the thing at the last day and be like, went to my sister's house and be like, we got to do some laundry.
Oh.
Because when I visit there, I want to come home with clean clothes. Like I literally want to go home and hang stuff. It is the thing about going home.
Yeah.
But so there's an office building downtown. It was called United Office Building. It was the first skyscraper, I want to say, in the country. I mean, after the Flatiron Building. For a brief couple seconds, it was the tallest building in the country. It was the United Office Building right on the
Wait, this is in Buffalo?
in Niagara Falls, right
Oh,
on
I'm
top
sorry,
of the, right
in
on top of
Niagara
the falls.
Are you paying attention?
And
Well, I was just thinking Buffalo, but I'm thinking we're talking New York and tall buildings,
Right.
and that's just not what
and
my
it's one of
thought
those
would
things.
be.
There is
Superman and
an
Zero
actual
Weeks.
city of Niagara Falls, and I actually am from that. Like that is
Yeah.
where I'm actually from.
Yeah.
Is the city of Niagara Falls, and so I stayed in this hotel, and it really is right above the rapids. So that's what this picture of actually is. This picture is out the roof.
That's incredible.
Out the window, that's the water going over the falls and the Canadian skyline. The skyline, and it was gorgeous. It's Art Deco with Aztec. I think it was Aztec art built into it. It was mostly restored. It was built before the Empire State Building and the Chrysler Building. It was actually finished when they broke ground on the other two, and it's restored beautifully as much as they could through all the damage and everything like that. All this time, it sat abandoned for years.
Wow.
Now it's condos on the top with
That's
a rooftop
cool
lounge.
that they did that.
In a beautiful hotel. I think they only have like 38 rooms. It was the most comfortable bed. I am not using any kind of hyperbole. It was like going into a womb. Like I finished the first night, went downstairs and said, I'm gonna need a third night here. Like I am not going into my sister's house.
And forgive
Yeah.
me, did you mention the name?
The Giacomo.
The Giacomo.
The Giacomo. It used to be the old United Building. And the bar downstairs was fabulous. I made
That's
friends with the
cool.
bartender.
Of course you did.
The people that
Smitty.
live there drink there. Locals come in for a drink, and then you can
It's
take
like
your
the
drink up to
sexy
the Sky Bar. Yeah.
hanging out,
That's
Sky
cool.
Bar.
It
Yeah.
was a delightful time. The bathroom was fantastic. fantastic.
Now wait a minute.
Because that's my favorite part of any experience is the bathroom. Like, show me your bathroom.
Would you like to explain that a little more, please?
Because that's where I spend all my. If I'm not in front of the TV, I'm in the bathroom. Like, I take long baths and
Oh,
long showers.
I'm thinking the lobby bathroom by this
Oh,
bar.
no.
I'm like,
But I
what?
do check those out too. Because if you're traveling with company, that's where you're going.
Shutters by the Bay in California.
Oh, a delight.
Good bathrooms.
He knows who I spent time with there.
Ooh, sounds scandalous.
Well, no.
Yeah, no. Just unfortunate.
But
It was a lovely hotel.
I spent time, I think, with the same person, just not at the same hotel.
Yeah.
Years apart.
True story. Sullied the same sheets.
I just got stuck for 7 years.
Yeah. I got out after like a year and
Wow.
a year and change. But it was lovely, and like the big bathroom with the seat and the tub, and you could sit and use the hand thing, and spend hours in the steam, and a delight. So if you go to Niagara Falls, stay at the Giacomo. Spend,
Giacomo.
and it's less than the casino. Like the big casino is the big thing in Niagara Falls. They have a tall casino, and it's a lot of fun. This is just a couple of blocks south. And you can still walk to the casino and gamble, but it was just wonderful.
That's fun.
Very cool.
Had a great time.
Fernando's going to
And then I
leave
saw
us.
my family.
He's got all of his shots of us that he can use to incriminate us later. Thank you, Fernando.
Thank
you. You're very kind.
Wonderful.
No, that's all right. We don't care. This show, we're not too proud. We'll walk in and out of doors and say goodbye to people. A lot of people leave. Bye, honey. Thank you.
Bye.
I'm used to men walking out. Bye.
Here's your bus pass. What?
Breakfast at any restaurant.
Yeah. There you go. So Al had a vacation.
Let's just say it. He's cute.
Adorable. I've watched him for years.
Yeah,
Very,
he's cute.
very nice
That's
guy.
weird.
He takes a lot of pictures around town. He does a lot of events and
He does everything.
everything.
Yeah, everything.
He used to
He's
be
very
involved
sweet.
with a website called Night Fuse.
Is that not?
Oh, sure.
Years, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think they're around anymore, but he started, that's how I met him years ago, just taking pictures in all bars. And then,
They were definitely still around last year for the.
or maybe he just doesn't
Equality
work.
Arizona.
Maybe he just doesn't work for them
Yeah,
anymore.
he may not. Yeah.
Anyway, he is a photographer for hire around town. So he does some work, obviously, for Ion AZ magazine.
Oh, can I do one more thing? Because I really is kind of remiss of me not to. My niece Corey, who was one of our very first listeners and our first supporters, and I keep wiping my nose because I forget we're on camera. It was her graduation. She got her doctorate in nursing practice.
That is crazy.
So we have a doctor in the
Very
family
nice.
now. Very proud.
Very.
So does she
good.
outrank you? Is that what that means?
Oh, by a lot, yeah. By 100 years. And I'll tell you stories about the old. Her grandmother is the old lady down the street that I always talk about, the what the shit Elfie
Right.
lady. Yeah. She was a treat through the graduation, as people were calling it, because it was just the school of nursing. So the people that are getting PhDs in nursing, doctorates in nursing practice, master's degrees, and baccalaureates, if that's the word.
Baccalaureates.
They were, I think it's European. They were all there. And she's this fun 80-year-old lady. I think she's 85, 84 now. And she's like, she sings the national anthem. She's off by a couple verses, but she's screaming it at the top of her lungs. And she cheers for everybody if no one else is cheering. And the one girl got up to win some award, and somebody yelled out, "She's sexy!" And the grandma goes, "Yes, sir!" And then she was trying to sing the alma mater, but she didn't know the UB alma mater. So she's like, fight, yay! And she's like singing along. So I have to give you her quote. I didn't know where to fit it in, but I'm going to fit it in here. So always quotable. She's like, I am 84 fucking years old. I can say what I want, talk as loud as I want, and pee whenever I feel like it. And sometimes I just pee in my pants. Who gives a shit? I'm 84 years old.
No, all we have to do,
Right?
all we have to do is
Kmart.
wait a little. No, all we have to do is wait a few years. He'll be saying the same fucking thing.
Yeah. So this all started with it because everyone was making fun of her for screaming and singing. And
Oh, right.
I'm like,
love
no,
it.
everybody wants an enthusiastic audience. Why don't be?
Sure.
Yeah.
Especially if you were there and no one was cheering for you, or your family didn't speak English and they didn't know it was your name being called. It could happen.
They didn't know.
So I was trying to encourage her, and she's like, "God damn right, Alfie."
Wow.
So-
she's fun.
Oh,
like it.
she is hysterical.
Someday when the delay is gone on our phone calls, we should get her on the phone. Maybe ask
Oh,
her.
it would be
that's
like
fun.
it could be like that gal that used to call into Ellen. Did you guys ever
Oh,
see
yes.
Oh,
that?
yes.
Damn that. Well, I like Jesus, but I drink a little.
Yeah.
She was
Oh.
from Texas.
This
and
one doesn't drink very much that I know of,
brilliant.
but God,
Funny.
she is loud and taught us all to swear.
I love
so
it.
there you go. That's it.
I like
That's funny. Marnie, I'm going to guess that part of your week has been working on Aaron's house.
Part?
I'm assuming. I don't know.
Well,
I got
Rounding
nothing.
up.
That's in it. Round up.
When is the housewarming? Or are we months, weeks, years
we've
away?
got some time.
Okay,
We've got some
All
time.
right, all right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have no idea what her intent is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's hot,
Yeah.
so it'd be prettier later, I
So
think.
you're looking more towards fall projects.
Well, I have enough projects until fall, is what I'm kind of looking at.
Yeah.
So, but
All of a sudden you're-
It's
so
not that
cute.
far
I mean,
away.
everything. Yeah, it's really not.
I'm
It'll go
looking very
fast.
forward to seeing. I am looking
Yeah,
forward to seeing
it
the
really
house.
is. It's just cute, and we there was an issue about cats being under
Under
our
the house, right?
Yeah, and that
You mentioned that.
coming up into the house. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, not the
So-
cats physically, but
No,
there's
no,
an
no.
odor.
The
that,
odor
Yeah,
that,
that.
they bring with them. So which is all fine, except for then she made she made a call to this gentleman who comes out and gets the critters, right?
Okay.
So twofold kind of thing happened. One, sets a trap, humane, so that
Right.
then we can take them, and absolutely.
It's kind of like a raccoon trap.
Yeah.
I've used them before.
So at 10:30, 11
Critter
o'clock
trap.
at night, we go out there. Fantastic. We've caught the mom. Isn't that great? And a baby.
Okay.
Like a little, sweet, teeny tiny baby. And there's nowhere you can take them. There is nowhere
not
at that time.
Time of night, right?
We tried to get it to eat. Because I was freaking out about the kitten. And we tried to get it to eat, and I put together
But it's in
like,
there with the mom.
yeah,
So
but
is it still like a nursing
but I
kitten?
don't know.
Right.
I don't. And the mom was so scared and so freaked out. The whole thing was a nightmare. Anyway, so
So much for humane traps, huh?
I think so,
Well, it doesn't-
because the
it
mom
does-
was going literally crazy in there.
Like what? Like spazzing out? Like
yeah,
shaking
like when
around?
we decided, because our deal was that in order to be responsible, you need to take it and get it fixed.
Right.
Right.
But
It
if you
just-
take them and drop them off, they do that.
but where are you going to drop it off?
Well, not at 10:30
Well,
at night, no. But
right,
the next
right.
morning,
I just thought it was too long. We were just freaking out about it, and right or wrong, I don't know. So we go to let the cats out because we're like, it's all we can do right now. You know, we have to get this figured out. So we open up the trap. The mom is going 100 miles an hour, just out of her fucking mind in this trap. So I'm beside
Should have
myself.
driven into California. Harrison needs a cat.
Well, and this little kitten,
Jesus
oh my God, it wouldn't come out. It would not come out of the cage. So mom pew, takes off, and the little kitten is just in there.
So now you have a kitten.
Oh God. Yeah. Well, no, I would have, except for mom came back and had a standoff with me, like, give me that fucking cat. I'll kill you.
Oh,
I'll
good. She
kill
went
you."
all T-Rex
And
on
she
you.
did,
I'm
and
glad to hear that.
I
I-
was caught a bitch.
I would have liked to have seen that
And
stand up.
we were all like, so anyway, we put the kitten back out there, and they all went away in their happy little merry way. But the gentleman who came out, let's call him a gentleman, shall we? Isn't that nice? He's this young guy who Aaron had said, well, I may not be there, but my partner will be there. So he gets there, and he's like, he sees Aaron, he says something like, so dude, you said your partner, is that like in business or something? And
Oh
she's
my
like,
God.
no, like life partner. He's like, that's so cool. Really? Are you
Oh
kidding?
my God.
Was he
guy
stoned?
So he had
basically,
he had
I
the
mean,
lotion in the hand
he
towel
did.
already.
He sure
Yeah.
did, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think the closest he gets to pussy is doing that. Because he's really just
Next
a
caller.
Now,
just a dude.
thank God it's not
Too
Cleveland,
much.
because if he tries to humanely capture you two,
Oh, thank you.
We'll find out where he
right?
lives.
We'll find him. We'll
Oh,
find
dear
him.
gosh.
Ariel.
it's never too soon.
Never. Come here, Castro. Colin Castro.
Oh.
Because what if you die and nobody knows who the fuck you were?
Apparently.
Exactly.
So,
Could
for
be worse.
10 years.
Could be worse.
10 years. Anyway, so we think the cats are all gone. We're hoping.
What, you think they scared and they all moved away because
No,
of this?
no. Everything was closed up, and it was just that one area that they could get out of.
Okay, got
so
They
we
ain't going back
believe
there.
they're-
Oh, I see what happened. Now I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Got it.
So we think that they're all gone. We're hoping, and
I
so
went-
now we're sealing everything up.
Oh,
like
right, you have to.
Yeah.
Right.
So we've had way too many jokes about cock.
We went-
I don't want to. I'm not kidding. Like, I stood in the aisle at Home Depot with this gal, and she and I were trying whatever we could not to laugh. And I said, well, I need a lot of cock because of this, that,
You're
and the
trying
other.
to seal out pussy.
We're trying to seal out pussy. And she goes, well, if you get, if you take it in the mouth, or how did she, something like, if you take it in the mouth, just make sure not to swallow. And I was done.
Done,
Make
yeah.
sure not to swallow. The two of us were like 4-year-old girls just standing there. And then, of course, we
With
had to go
filthy,
every
filthy mouths.
joke.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
For those of you
And
not,
not swallowing.
For those of you not understanding, we're talking caulking, like CAULK,
Right.
to seal up shit.
Not enough jokes.
Just,
Yeah.
just
Not
in
enough
case you've
jokes.
never seen that Saturday Night Live
Right.
Yeah.
episode.
Oh, and I have not.
I have not either, but
I
I
haven't. It was
very funny.
ridiculous.
Okay.
Like everything has just been stupid. So, but yeah, that's
So
been
you're cat free and cockful.
Pussy free cockful.
pussy free and cockful.
I understand.
I like that a lot.
God
That's
bless.
good. Yeah,
God bless that
it's
state.
It's a good week.
Okay,
and then there were
that's what-
12.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 plus that. Plus
I
one.
don't say.
Katie,
Nice.
anything new?
No. Well, it was fun to have Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
That was the second
I was like,
Mother's
this is your
Day.
second Mother's
but
Day
I
now.
was really in a weird place. I think I was still having major like post-baby depression. It lasted for way weirdly long amount of time after Palmer was born. So because I said, oh, this is
Like
my first
2
Mother's Day.
years?
This is my first. Well, no. So I had her in September, and then I didn't leave the bed for months.
Okay.
After that,
Postpartum kind of
yes,
stuff? Yeah.
And so I'm having like our first Christmas and our first this and our first Mother's Day. Like and I think I'm just like it's more fun now.
Okay, got it.
For me, and I'm in a better place, and she's more fun. So it was a really we had a fun weekend.
Good.
We
That's
did a
cool.
birthday party, but I have to tell you guys this. So
You posted pictures of her with some other small person,
oh yeah,
child, something.
and she
It was
was
cute.
kissing.
that was cute. Yes,
was
I did
really
see
cute.
that.
That's our swim lessons boyfriend Aiden. He's super adorbs.
Gotcha.
And they always climb at the end of
Adorbs.
swim
Adorbs.
lesson.
Aiden and Palmer.
Aiden and
Come
Palmer.
on.
Yeah,
Really?
they're cute.
It was like a 90210
It really
cast member. Cheesy
It really
Pete.
does.
But they always climb up on this little stool to look at the little fake fish tank after swim lessons. They get so excited. It's a fish, 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 fish. And so they always share the stool. So his mom and I were just chit-chatting, and we look over, and he's going like this to her. And then, of course, we prodded them to do it 15 more times so that we could take pictures.
Of course.
Completely normal.
Completely, yeah, I'm sure.
Totally
So
what you do.
natural. So natural.
So, and scene.
I'm just saying some people could say it. I didn't. Some people could.
Okay, so last week, remember again, the beginning of last week, or last week's show, and I said, oh, I'm gluten-free again.
Yes,
Ta-da.
for that moment.
So I...
Transient.
Yes. So I didn't eat any gluten all last week, with the exception of a cupcake on Tuesday morning, the cookies here on Tuesday night.
Oh, which, by the way,
That's awesome.
they're in the freezer. I'll
They're
go
in the
get them in a
freezer.
minute. Yeah.
Nice.
But then I didn't eat anything else. No bread, no pasta, no like carby, white kind of carby stuff. And certainly one day ate like a chicken salad for lunch, and the mayonnaise I'm sure has gluten in it, and I didn't do that. I didn't steer clear.
Yeah, right.
But I didn't do the bread.
We'll go
and the
gluten
pasta
light. We'll
and
say
the-
you went
Oh,
gluten
that's
light.
good.
Thank
Gluten
you.
light.
Very
I like
good.
that. Very
I'm
nice. That's-
glutenies.
Glutenies.
Okay.
Gluten, whatever.
I'm trying to. I will probably fail, but I'm trying to cut back on dairy, which is easier in hotel rooms than it is in real
I've
life.
actually been pretty good about cutting back on the dairy. I've been doing really well because for every meal last week, I ate, like a protein and a veggie and maybe brown rice, and not like the quick 90-second microwave Uncle Ben's rice, which is totally full of gluten, like the actual bag of rice that you have to throw some in a pot and steam it and the whole thing. Anyway, I felt really good by the end of the week. And Saturday, I go to this luncheon with my mom, and they have pasta salad and more cupcakes and croissant sandwiches. And I'm eating all of this. And within the hour, my bones, like from my hip down through my knee joint, was just aching. Like I felt like I was having a growth spurt, but I'm 32, so that doesn't happen anymore. And
Sell it however you
I
got to
know.
sell it.
I got
Stranger
a canker
things have been on
sore
Huffington
on my
Post.
tongue, like straight away.
You got a cold sore?
I got a canker sore. Difference. I do not have herpes simplex B.
We don't know that for sure.
That's actually a really good point. But I did get a canker sore.
Play your odds.
Yeah, I did get a canker sore. And I was like totally exhausted within like the next 2 hours. And so my point is that I'm really genuinely gluten intolerant.
Oh.
Yeah, like it's a real thing now. So I know I've like kind of just talked about it. I'm like, it's a fun new diet. It's like a real thing.
Well, you got to get that Elizabeth Hasselbeck book.
Yeah?
She's the big gluten-free girl. With
Oh,
the-
she is.
Oh,
Yeah.
huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have Wheat
She's like
Belly.
she's the main spokesperson for it now.
I didn't
She's-
even know. I have Wheat Belly as a book, and Clean is another book that's just about like kind of doing like a super clean
Whether you like
diety
Hasselbeck or not,
detox.
that she has everything. Like if they ever have people on the show that are making something,
Yeah,
they have
she
to be
does
able
the
to make it
gluten-free.
gluten-free.
Yeah, she
and-
just can't eat
Well,
it.
it's crazy
Yeah.
because I went grocery shopping today, and there's a huge Safeway. Fry's doesn't have a really big section, and AJ's doesn't have much of anything. But Safeway has a huge, a huge section of gluten-free stuff. So I was able to get chips that I can do with hummus, and we got gluten-free flour that you can, I love to bake, so kind of incorporating some of those things. And
Maybe I should look into this thing. I don't know. I've always thought it was kind of bullshit. But now that you're telling me that you're literally,
I literally feel it.
within an hour. You're telling me
Yes.
that you're having issues.
Yes.
It's a lot of work though. Like
yeah.
your life has to change.
I
Completely.
Do you think
gluten light.
Do you think Crown Royal has gluten in it?
I don't know.
I don't know,
What
but your personal eating life, it would be a
So, for example,
it would
like,
be a giant
would
change.
be-
Okay,
do,
so
yeah.
this vodka lemonade, the lemonade has gluten in it. The pre-packaged lemonade.
Okay.
So I'm doing gluten, but what I'm trying to do slowly is I'm trying to just slowly phase it out. So I'm not doing any breads, no cereals, and I love for
love
breakfast I'm a Cheerios.
But there are
person.
different things you can look for because what you're
Rice?
talking about, it's the same kind of concept as me with aspartame in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I mean, aspartame
There's
is in
alternatives.
goddamn everything. It seems like so. You're like, oh, it can't be in that.
Yeah, but it's
yep,
in
it
that.
is. So it's the same concept. So it's a change, but it's not.
There are cereals that are gluten free.
Oh, but I
I'm
mean,
sure.
he eats everything
No,
through
no,
a
I know.
speaker.
I'm-
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
with you. Yeah.
Right. Anything
Eventually,
rice.
you have
so
to eat
rice
it
There's
all.
no
Krispies,
fast food gluten-free.
rice
Yeah.
checks, like all of
sure,
the
there's not, no.
Yeah.
all the
And the
Chex
taco
cereals, they all advertise on the front of the box, big gluten free,
Oh.
and it's cool because companies are starting to more and more food product lines are starting to say this is gluten free, but really ultimately what it comes down to is eating proteins and fruits and vegetables.
It almost sounds like the Atkins
It's actually
diet.
it is a lot, but
'Cause I
you
used to do that
actually
years ago.
you'd be fine with it
yeah.
because of veggies.
It's actually really easy to cut out. It's so easy to be
Well, then,
bread free.
I may
No,
have
it's
to.
not for me. That's a,
Well, no,
And you could
I
see
love
Di,
bread, but
and I'm not trying to
love
get Di. I'm not trying to give you things to do, but I know that she loves to cook for you, so she could actually, if she'd be willing, get that all
Yeah.
together for you, and you can pick it up.
No, it's too much of a pain in the ass.
Okay.
No.
I'm just saying
I
if
need to
you
have-
wouldn't cook.
I would not put that on her.
It's just one down from vegan on the pain in the ass food list. But
It is pretty.
No, I just
it's
mean
pain in
cooking
the
a
ass,
protein and
but,
veggie.
But it's pain in the ass, I think, if you have celiac disease,
Right.
and
Right,
it's
right,
like do or die. You
Right.
must eat this clean.
Yeah.
No gluten
Which
way,
is
or
Elizabeth
your
Hasselbeck.
intestines will explode.
Right.
This is more like what I'm doing is more
Right,
of
gluten light. Just be aware
and
of
that's
it, cut
actually
back
quite
on it.
easy,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
long
yeah.
as you stay away from breads, bagels.
Harrison is saying in the chat room that she's listening to you and she doesn't think you're gluten intolerant. She thinks that you react to all the processed food that there is.
Oh, that could be.
And then, I mean, and God knows. I mean, it's like I even say this. You look at the kids in school today. They didn't build children like that when I was 18 in high school. They're putting they're getting it from somewhere.
Oh my
So
God.
it's probably all of the process. I don't know what is it, HGH or what are the growth hormones they give to all the animals and all that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly they're ingesting something because these are some big kids.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Tall and like again, I didn't look like that when I was.
Well,
18.
and if you really look and you really think about it and you kind of read about the way that our bodies were supposed to ingest food, really when we were created. That's why so many, or not so many, but people go back to do this kind of paleo diet, right? Or this raw food diet, which to me, that's too much work. I want to eat things that I enjoy, but really our bodies were meant to eat proteins and vegetables and fruits at this point and then go for a period of fasting and then eat, and then you store up on your proteins and your vegetables and your fruit, and then you go for a period of fasting. It's interesting, to watch all these documentaries.
I would probably be fine with all this.
Information overload.
If I would
sometimes,
just
but-
go, I just hate shopping. I hate going to the grocery store shopping. I hate it.
I've had fun. I've been cooking more late. I've been all last week, and then this week I've cooked, and we had a quinoa. Well, Kelly
You know
had
what?
some
I
quinoa
have to tell you,
bullshit thing
I
for
just-
lunch.
I
I did
just-
rice because I don't quinoa on me.
I've grown to
like it.
I've grown to like it.
Have you? See, Kelly's really into it.
It's been snuck into like 3 different meals of mine lately, and I was like, okay, because I don't like rice. I
See, I'm a
I
you,
love rice.
you either got to deep fry it, you got to do something with it. But white rice,
rice.
I am not a political prisoner. And brown rice is the same thing, but with less flavor.
I like
that's,
rice.
I like
and
it.
it's
I
never
do too.
cooked right.
Yeah.
It always like I feel like can I just swap like just
Let's just take it off the plate.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Fried rice, but that quinoa or however you say it
Yeah.
actually has some taste to it. It was pretty good.
Okay, so Kelly, when we were on one of our one weird diets this one time,
Which one? There's
Yeah,
been so
this one
many.
time.
this one time, she made me do in the morning, and I have not been able to eat quinoa since, because for breakfast she made me do a gigantic bowl of quinoa, and this was
No.
like for days straight.
No.
Cook warm with like almond milk and cooked prunes. And
again, you are not a
literally
nothing about that. That sounds good.
Literally threw up. Like
Yeah.
as I'm shoving it down my throat, I'm like,
No,
and
I meant as a lovely little garnish to whatever I'm really eating, not a whole bowl of it. I am not a political prisoner. I don't need to eat like
Somehow
one.
this hello and open segment has gotten crazy.
No, I'm sorry.
off
Anyway,
track.
it's exciting. So try it if you'd like it. It's gluten free and fun.
Yeah, and the word that I'm trying to say on here is patina, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know what that-
I just don't know how to spell it. Well, they're because I'm old now, so they're trying to sell like classic and vintage. I'm old, and I want to say that I'm old because, like I said on the message board, I don't ever want to stand in line to a bar that's going to charge me a cover. So if I just say that I'm old, all the young, pretty people will just walk away from me and go do their own thing and leave me to watch TV. You know what I mean? Like. I am not
Patina.
Patina. Yeah,
like
I
it.
really do not need to try and keep up with
It's
anybody
like
anymore.
Patina is an antique picture frame.
It is.
That's
I
a
like it,
finish
though.
on a frame.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's a good finish.
so
It
Al's
is.
framed.
I'm patinaed.
There she is. The only 2 things that I want to throw in that I did, had a wonderful, wonderful Mother's Day with my mom.
Yay.
Picked her up on Sunday morning about a little after 10, and then I met Jason Carlton and his boyfriend Shane. We went to Metropolis over in Scottsdale, had a little outdoor brunch thing. It was very, very cute. Then Mom and I went shopping for Shay's lounges for around her pool.
Okay, nice.
She finished, she repainted all of her cool deck and redid all of it. Looks fantastic. So then we went shopping and did this, went by my house, and she saw some changes that I had done. So it was a fantastic day. Had a really good time.
Very nice.
I love
Sat by her pool and had a couple of chilled beverages.
Wow, how
that's
nice.
fun.
Otherwise known as Budweiser.
Yes.
Kind of we always do beer kind of as an homage to her father, even though it's Mother's Day. But
remember
that was cool. But then the other thing, I find things everywhere, and I am the best person to find stuff.
Stop looking, you'll stop finding.
No,
things.
because I find good stuff. So Mother's Day, Sunday, I'm on the way. I'd driven home, parked the truck, got on my bike, was riding to the Charlie's, to enjoy the afternoon with the kids. And on the way, it's bulk trash sit out in my neighborhood. So people are they're cutting down trees and
Bulk trash.
bulk trash.
I thought
So
you
it's-
said book trash.
No, bulk.
No.
So they said,
probably those
old
books you hate.
cabinets,
You don't
broken
read.
toilets, there's oleander trimmings, there's trees, all this shit they set out in the street. So I'm riding and I'm almost to the bar. I am probably 200 yards from the bar. And I'm like, what is that? Oh, it's a lawnmower. So I see
Oh,
this.
boy.
So I see the lawnmower. I'm like, okay, why? I can't imagine what you would possibly be sitting on a lawnmower for. So I'm like, okay, either the engine's blown, something's wrong, something's terribly wrong with this. So I figure out how I can, on my bike,
Drag it.
steer with
That's
one hand
amazing.
and hold the lawnmower, because I'm not going back home to get in my truck. No, I'm on the way to the bar.
You're bringing a lawnmower.
So- So I grabbed the lawnmower. I grabbed this lawnmower.
Was it a riding lawnmower?
No, it's a
just you're pulling it.
No, so I grab the mower and I get to 7th Avenue. I ride across and then I walk back and get the mower and bring the mower across and took it to Ruben's house, who lives behind the bar, and left it there for the overnight. Got it home, thinking I'm gonna find all kinds of things wrong with it.
Yeah.
I can't believe what was wrong with
It
it.
needed a gas.
No, it had gas, oil, everything was good. The blade's even sharp. I rinsed it off. They had taken the spark plug. You know how the spark plug's supposed to have little. You probably don't know
I
this.
don't,
No. It's supposed to have a gap. The spark plug has to have a gap where the spark is.
Anyone?
They had put
Anyone?
they had put the electrode together so it would not spark. I opened it, fired right up the first pull. So and then I looked online. It's $275 retail.
Wow.
So I
So did you put it online for sale?
Not yet, but
Okay.
I figured out that might pay for my Bruno Mars tickets.
Okay.
Very
you go.
good.
So I
Very
might have to
good.
figure that
But
one
God,
out.
I love
Very
you
good.
because you laugh and
That's
you're like,
great.
you will never imagine what was wrong with it.
Nothing.
No gas. And
Virtually-
you're like, no, let me tell you, it's a spark plug. It's this thing. No,
Yeah.
I would have set it out by the side of the road as well.
Yeah, no,
And
it's-
gone, this thing's a pile of shit.
Well, and the other thing was, I think I told you last week about my friend David Gresham bringing vacuums to me that he finds by the
Yes, yes.
Fix that one perfect. It's just one filter was dirty.
God, I wish I was
Perfectly
handier.
fine.
I know, right?
Perfectly
It'd be
fine.
so cool to be such a handy gay.
I'm just always amazed at what people.
A handy gay. I need one of those.
Yeah, you've got one.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
here. I'm a handy gay.
Yeah.
I just am amazed at what people throw out because they just don't realize it's like it's a disposable world. I guess is that really
it
pretty
sure
much what it is? Everybody
it
just.
absolutely is.
I don't
God,
get
Now,
that.
I'm
something
pretty
like,
bad.
Now, something like a lawnmower, I would take it to. Now, I've never seen one out here, but in Niagara Falls, every other house has a lawnmower repair service in their backyard.
Right.
Like, honest to God, there's a sign that says lawnmower
Well,
repair.
because everyone has big lawns.
Because everyone
Right.
knows how
Right.
to do it, right? So everybody's figured it out for the person next door that doesn't know how. That's your only customer.
next door.
So
Well,
that-
mine is lawnmower repair, vacuum, and bike repair. That's
Yes.
all.
yeah,
That's
and a bike I would obviously take to. I mean, I know where
Well,
Landis,
Landis
is. And I would,
is.
yeah, I would. But vacuum cleaner, I'd be like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, but I wouldn't put it out on the curb. I would take it to donate.
I donate
I mean,
a lot
I
of
donate
things.
a lot. Like to you, Mom, I donate
Oh, yeah, yeah,
everything.
yeah. Because
So
first
that I
off,
don't
to know
understand.
when bulk or book trash day is,
Bulk trash. It's on your
and
water
then
bill.
to get it on the right day
Right.
and
They give
read
you- Oh,
my
yeah,
water
no,
bill.
We're super into.
I like how in this story I read my water bill for important dates to remember.
There's a pamphlet. It's also online on the website.
Also,
Okay,
you
what
can
I
just
do is
tell
I
when all
open
your
up the water
neighbors
bill,
start
I
putting
pay
all
my
that out.
But
bill online,
the other thing-
and then I try to find out how to get them to stop sending me a bill.
The other thing you can do is also pay attention
Yes.
to your neighbors.
'Cause that's how we know.
When they start setting
Right.
stuff out, you know,
Yeah, but you
I
have
can.
to be
I'm
in
at
the
work,
alley,
but-
and you
yeah.
have to pay
But,
attention.
but in your case, they set it in the alley because you
Yeah.
have an
Yeah.
alley, so you would never see it
Right.
because you
and
don't.
I'm at work, so
Oh,
anything
yeah.
that people
Yeah.
do after 6:00, I don't see.
yeah.
No, it's bulk trash sits for days.
You have a week prior to day pickup, so
Because right now it's all up in my neighborhood.
you never go to your alley. I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't.
No, my garbage can. I mean, I do take out my trash
Right, but
occasionally.
what is it? Once every month or two? I don't because
couple weeks.
because you don't use much.
Same schedule as I fill up my car with.
Right. So not very frequently.
Not very frequently.
I set
that's
out
funny.
we had in our backyard a patio furniture set that had just basically been warped by the sun, and we have a low
Sure.
power line, and the birds sit on it and shit all over the patio furniture, and I just was over it, and I was like,
Be sure to
"This
invite me to your pool
sucks."
parties.
I know, I know. I'm like, this patio furniture sucks and it's ugly and I hate it and I want to go buy something new. So we really were like that, those disposable people. So we're just like, fuck this stuff, and we put it out on the front lawn.
How long was it gone until it was gone?
Oh my God. 1 hour.
Yeah.
But get this. So we're talking to our neighbor months later. I mean, I don't
And
even
they
know how
had
long
it.
later. And she goes, oh, you guys want to come back and see what I've done with my yard? And we're like, sure. And we go back there and she goes, do you recognize this patio set? And I'm like, no. I mean, and it's like this beautiful, like dark stained wood, like beautiful cushions. And I'm like, no, what's up with your, she goes, oh, it's your old one you put out. And I'm like, oh my God, I actually meant to bring that back inside. I wasn't throwing that out.
We were just washing
I
the
was just
patio.
like setting it on. I wondered what happened.
I just wanted you to
that.
patina it
Oh,
for
she
me.
just, yes. It was, she made it. She turned trash into treasure.
I love it.
That's what we do.
I take treasure and make it trash.
Well, or we just get trashed. Doesn't matter.
That's my job.
It is 7:37. It's a Tuesday night. You are watching, listening to, enjoying on some level the show on Q Talk America. My name is Clayton McKee. I'm here with Katy, Marnie, and Al. Whew, Lord, that was a long welcoming segment, but we are going to start right now with our headlines. Marnie, you think you're good?
I think so.
Well, I'll.
When will you be sure?
Well, I don't know. Well, when he starts.
Which is going to be now.
Well, oh.
All right, here is a look of some headlines, all real, all important, most of the time, right here at Q Talk America. Here we go. A Florida mayoral candidate claims endorsement from above.
It's still masturbation month, and Scott Barron is at half-mast.
Prostitution allegations at a senior center.
There's gay marriage in Minnesota? You betcha.
You betcha.
Oh, yeah.
Florida woman only wanted a shot of espresso but got so much more.
Abercrombie and Fitch, the fat lady is singing.
And an assault is prompted by too many pickles on a sandwich. This and a few more things right now on Headlines. Well. You know, isn't crazy shit always coming out of Florida for us?
Yeah,
Always.
if something shitty's gonna happen, it's gonna happen in Florida.
Something's going to
Shitty is
happen
a
in
good
Florida.
point.
Well, it's election season down there in North Miami, Florida. One of 7 candidates vying to become the next mayor of North Miami is claiming the endorsement of none other than Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Candidate Anna Pierre, who is a registered nurse, I don't know why they threw that in,
that European?
also told the Miami Herald that Jesus came to her in a dream and provided what she believes is a firm endorsement of her candidacy. The campaign flyer posted on her Facebook page reads, quote, Anne Pierre, RN, is endorsed by Jesus Christ. Complete with a photo of Jesus. There's a copy of the flyer. Pass it around.
Wow.
Earlier in the campaign, Pierre claimed that she was the victim of a voodoo attack and death threats. Now, last week, candidate Jean Marcellus was punched in the face by an acquaintance who didn't want him to run. They have crazy voting down there. Voters do go to the polls on Tuesday in North Miami to determine who their next mayor will be.
Now back up for me, just because I was trying to get set up here. How many people is she running against?
One of 7 candidates.
One of 7.
7 vying to become the next mayor.
I'm figuring that she doesn't have a shot in hell. No pun intended.
Oh, would you unlock that door? Because just,
Come in.
Just turn. What happened? It stuck to your head? Oh, no, you're fine. It looks perfect.
There is so much more to this flyer.
Yeah, I haven't read all of it, but just the Jesus part was, you brought the cookies. Thank you for your gluten-free diet. Yeah, so.
But aside from the Jesus crazy, she helps people get access for care who don't have health care. Oh, family values. That never sounds good. Cohesiveness of our community. She's a mother, entertainer, radio and television host.
She is an entertainer.
Health educator.
I bet she wouldn't be a guest on our show.
She's a transplant coordinator. Director of Community Outreach. Wow.
What? She's very busy.
Yeah, she must be.
And, aside from the crazy picture of Jesus in the right-hand corner, she's lovely.
Well, you ought to Google her. Google her, because there's some other pictures and some videos of her.
Oh, no. She's batshit crazy. Because trumping everything
She's
else
a Bachman
is that Jesus came to her like he did,
In a dream or whatever you call it.
Jesus told us to invade Iraq.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jesus told Michelle Bachmann to run. Like, Jesus... politically,
he is very, very political.
He's a shit, though. I mean,
he's everywhere.
Predominantly wrong. For the all-knowing.
I know, right? That's his dad.
Really
That's
know
his
much.
dad, not him.
Clearly wrong.
He's still learning.
Jesus.
He's still learning.
He's still learning. Yeah, politics were last.
Yeah, there you go.
Clearly did not have a poli-sci degree from Bethlehem University.
This is crazy.
BU.
From BU.
Yes.
Well, we're back to Florida.
Oh,
did we ever leave?
No, not really. Not if we're talking about crazy.
Well, we went to Bethlehem for just a
We
minute.
did.
I have
That's a
another
good
Florida
point.
story, too. We're going to live down there.
I have to tell you, well, just for giggles, if nothing else. I mean, these people. Scott Barron allegedly masturbates at sailboats and claims he's exercising.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exercises at them or masturbates at them?
At them.
He gets so turned on by a...
He's sitting on the dock of the bay and he sees them go by.
Now I have the song in my head. That's great. And I'm going to associate that.
It's not Billy Ocean for fucking good.
He's trying not to, so you don't hear the he whistles.
Oh, my Lord almighty. Oh, God, Al. Oh.
I am ready for radio.
I had just put a bunch of liquor in my mouth and you said that.
Yeah,
all I hear is
swallowed. That's good.
Next caller.
I just assumed to use lube because of the salt water.
Well, yeah, it'll dry you out.
Well, it's horrible.
Chafing. Go ahead,
Well,
Mark.
he does. He masturbates in front of these passing sailboats.
You got a regatta.
An off-duty deputy spotted this gentleman, penis in hand, of course, standing on a sailboat parked at the ramp.
So his sails were up?
Apparently.
Sails were up.
Apparently. Yeah. He was there. It was windy. When the officer told him to stop,
It was windy.
he apparently swore at him. Fuck you!
Oh,
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then whatever.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to do that again.
No.
And then he said he was just exercising.
My mouth's getting dry, so it's harder.
Well, can we leave that part out of it?
Yeah. Please
Awkward.
do.
Things that I want to hear for 1,000.
Now, the officer doesn't
Or
care
less.
about the forearm strength. It lets us know because he slapped Barron with an indecent exposure charge.
Oh,
He was released from jail. Of course, we don't know anything about a lawyer.
of course.
And again, this whole Florida
Well, lawyers
thing,
have sailboats, so I'm sure he's looking for one.
right? He'd be like, "Oh, I need a lawyer."
Okay, this fucking cookie's frozen.
They've been in the freezer.
Came out of
That's
the freezer.
why.
Yeah.
This one's mine. I licked it.
Okay.
Anyway, but I guess that this is something that happens often, and I have this story as well. I just didn't know that they were tied together. But, wait a minute.
Thank you.
Anyway,
Oh.
that he's not the only one who can't handle himself in public, because in April, the aptly named
I don't think using the phrase handling yourself in public.
Yeah, I think handling himself in public was just fine.
He's got that down.
Elijah Slocum.
Shut
Stop
up.
it.
Hand
Stop
to God.
it. Stop
Hand
it.
to God. He's the one that's telling me to run for office.
Yeah.
He was in public with such animation that his whole body was shaking.
Oh.
Yep.
Get it.
Anyway, so I mean, really, come on. I mean, Elijah Slocum,
Okay.
and I've got the whole story if you'd like me to pull that up.
We might have to post that
So
on our Facebook.
I was in a tent, and I was in a double. I was in
course you were.
I was in a double date. I was in a double date camp.
Is that a tent or you?
Double date sleepover camp night. Anyways, we went to a campground, and it was me and the girl I guess I was dating, and her friend and the guy that she was dating. And in the middle of the night, because we started to go to the restroom nearby and give each other blowjobs, and then one night it was too cold, so we just
You were blowing the girl you were dating?
What is that?
the guy
Because that'll tell you something.
No, the guy.
Wait, are you serious?
Yes. So-
that is such a fun sleepaway camp.
It was because we met right there. The best part
She
was
calls
we
it
met.
Nantucket.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. There once was a girl from Nantucket. That's her.
Because you should
Look
never
at it.
underestimate my laziness.
kidding.
So
My laziness.
it was too cold to get up, so we decided to give each other hand jobs in the tent. And the next morning, the two girls were like, "Wow, you guys were so cold, or you were shivering." Okay, let's go with that.
Okay.
Or not.
Burr.
Oh, yes, I was cold.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that's
so,
funny.
Florida, God bless them.
Well, let's stay in Florida for just a little while longer,
Okay.
shall we? Well, a concealed gun in a purse in a St. Petersburg, Florida Starbucks went off Sunday afternoon when 51-year-old customer Pamela Beck dropped her purse unexpectedly, shooting her 38-year-old friend Amy Peterson just above the knee. I'm pretty sure Peterson said that she just wanted a double shot of espresso, not a .25 caliber handgun bullet in her left leg. The concealed handgun must have been a ladies' model, according to the report in Monday's Tampa Bay Times. Peterson didn't even know that she had been shot until she looked down and saw blood on her leg. She was treated and released with her injury, and reportedly, it was not really very serious. However, the handgun-toting Pamela Beck didn't have a concealed weapons permit. Maybe it was just another night in Florida, but the officers didn't haul Beck off to the Hooskow, and it actually says Hooskow in the story.
I love that word. You can't use Hooskow enough.
Although it is possible that the Pinellas County prosecutors will file charges later on her. Our fearless Starbucks shooter had an acceptable excuse. You see, Pamela Beck is quite the shopper. She had been... She was really loaded down with bags, and she only dropped her purse by accident when she was trying to pay for their coffee at the Starbucks. And anyway, she didn't know the loaded weapon was even in the purse to begin with.
Responsible gun
Yes.
owner on every count.
Right.
Yep.
Didn't know she had a gun. Didn't know it was loaded. Didn't know it was in her purse.
Statement from
Didn't know her name.
Statement from the NRA said if the other woman had had a concealed weapon in her purse, everything would have been fine.
Their purses could have just fought it out. Don't try to bite the cookie if you can't break it with your hands, because I think I'm missing a tooth.
Just chipped tooth.
Self-help.
So, put it outside for a minute. They'll fucking melt.
The woman...
It's more of a, I know.
I don't really know what to make of
Next.
The woman said that she has over 50 handbags, and she was going to excuse herself to go home to check them all
dumb
now
bitch.
to make sure that she didn't have any unknowingly left any weapons in any other purses that she had.
That's fabulous.
Oh,
That's
I'm going to
good
go
stuff.
check right now, make sure I'm not concealing any more weapons.
any more
I don't got me my
weapons?
gun on this one.
There's
Nope.
you never know.
You never know.
You never know.
You don't. Well, you betcha.
You betcha.
You betcha. There's gay marriage then in that Minnesota
Oh.
state. And then there were 12.
Then there were 12.
There were 12.
Now, I don't know where you're going to go with this, but I'm sure I have a follow-up for you. But carry
Well,
on.
please,
Go ahead.
please.
Well, all I know is that batshit crazy fucking
yeah.
Bachman's supposed to pack her stuff and leave, but her husband was going to stay behind just to make sure the house was buttoned up.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that that's because of his boyfriend.
Could
Yeah.
be, could be.
yeah.
But she was like, all the shit she said this about the volcanoes and flesh-eating virus, all this stuff. Crazy. Go ahead.
She is.
Wait a minute. She actually
fucking
said
nuts.
this?
Oh, yes, there's a link.
I missed this.
It's online.
I knew she was moving. I don't know where. Hopefully
and,
not here.
And the thing is, I don't know truthfully what is real and what is not. When it comes to her, neither does she.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I
a
mean,
valid point.
So even if the stuff isn't true, she probably looked at it and went, "Yeah, I said that." I mean, she's that crazy.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, she's beside herself. There are a few other people, and I didn't save the information, but I read some things about like some people that were on the house floor, like basically ready to cry.
Oh, didn't she cry?
Not Bachman. There was this other.
I thought
there was
Bachman
this,
cried.
She may have. There
No,
was this
because
other woman.
she's
An angry old
a
lesbian.
U.S. congresswoman.
Right,
she's
right.
not a state.
Right. She's
She's
not-
not.
Oh,
state.
I'm sorry.
okay.
Yeah, you're
No,
right.
no, I
She's
thought
not
she may
State
have
House.
cried.
And she
yeah,
may
not-
she may have been there. I don't know if she was actually there or not.
Who knows?
No,
Probably with her
no,
horns
probably
and like spear, whatever the hell it is. But there was another woman who was like bawling because of the state of marriage, and look at what's the whole thing is just fucking ridiculous.
But they're never upset about divorce.
No, absolutely.
They're
not.
all they love Rush
never.
Limbaugh.
Oh yeah,
Any fat
right.
fuck has
And
been
as,
divorced.
and Newt
and
Gingrich.
as a
Newt
matter of
Gingrich.
fact,
Oh, right, no kidding.
the guys
Yeah.
on KTAR just today were talking, and I know they're not super Republican, but they lean right, but they were saying divorce is such a great thing because they were saying it's so on the rise. We have to come up with a silver lining, and said that it infuses money back into the economy. Essentially, when people are getting divorced, they're paying attorneys, and then the attorneys are making more money and putting more. I mean, so they were just talking about how,
put a spin on it like that.
yes.
Yeah, that's when you know you're desperate.
Yeah.
Right.
Gay
Seriously.
marriage is bad, but divorce is the shit.
Yes.
Well, just like everybody else says, I will watch the shit out of gay divorce court on TV.
Heck yeah.
I'm setting my
Well,
clock.
that and the thing that I put on Facebook, the thing for Target with Kristen Wiig. Did you guys see that? She's like, I love that
I
character
love
that she
gay
plays.
marriage registries.
I love gay marriage registries. She plays that
Oh,
character
yeah,
for
yeah,
Target.
yeah.
That hysterical Target
Lord.
lady.
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah, so funny. And
She's,
it was
she's the best.
yeah. And
Not
and
the
it
best,
was
but I
just
like her.
I think she's fantastic.
Best.
But in going through 37 to 30, and the historic vote was 37 to 30. And today, Mark Dayton was supposed to sign it into.
He did.
He did.
He did. I didn't.
He
And I
signed,
didn't.
yeah.
I didn't.
When I
see
got
that.
here
was
at
running
5
around.
o'clock, he had done it 2 hours prior.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And
And
I will
he,
admit that when I heard it, I know it sounds so stupid, but I just started to cry. There was something about it. Like if it had been another state, I would have been excited about it.
But that's your home
there
state.
was something about that, and
Right.
it was just. It just touched me, and I just thought, well done.
I did that too last summer
Well
with
done.
New York when
Sure.
when the Empire State Building.
I
went
mean, shit, I'm
rainbow
gonna cry now
flag and,
just
yeah.
hearing to you guys.
Oh.
Yeah.
God,
But
it
didn't
was
he
just
like gay
well
up?
done.
Didn't they gay up some bridge? There were all kinds of gay flags.
There
and-
was that was a little pushing it. The Freedom to Marry Bridge,
But
or
it's
some
like,
shit.
but it's
No,
like it's.
I mean,
you
Did they
know,
sodomize a bridge?
no, then they had done that for gay Pride last year. I have a picture of it.
Was that your
There's-
cover photo you changed?
There would what I have now is a picture of the gay flag and the rainbow flag with the Capitol behind it, which I
Okay,
thought
I
was
guess
really
that's it.
kind of
That's
cool.
cool.
Yeah, and but they had done that to the bridge last year, and
Okay.
and so I was there's a part of me that can't say that all day today I haven't thought about going back for Pride
Oh.
to Minnesota.
When
Because,
when is it? Do you know?
At the end of June.
Oh, it'll be great.
It's the end of June. I think June 25th.
You and Aaron should
And
go.
I
what
think
is it?
so.
Okay.
Yeah, you're in.
Ernestine.
I don't remember what he had called her last, Ernestine.
Yeah.
But with Chris
And that's
Cluey,
the real Pride
coming up-
weekend too. The 25th is the real weekend.
Absolutely, the real weekend of it, and just the idea of Chris Cluey being the
Oh my
Grand
God,
Marshal.
Marnie, you should
Oh,
go,
you have to go.
I think that would be so
You should
fantastic.
go. That'd be fun.
absolutely go.
Yeah.
That would
So,
be really cool.
But that all
And
it
you
just
being an
kinda-
ord-
We
You
need a
be-
gay
I'm a-
representative.
And you
there.
being an ordained minister,
ordained.
you could go and.
Oh, that's
I'll
fantastic.
put up a booth.
Oh, sure.
And Jeff Eversole and I had talked about the fact. Do you guys remember Jeff?
Yes.
Duh. Hashtag. But
Hash browns.
hash browns, whatevs, had talked about putting he's like, you need to start charging for this. Well, hot damn. Maybe I'll put up a little booth, make a little money.
You'll be like Lucy from the Peanuts. You'll have your little booth of marriages, 5 cents.
Psychiatry.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know
that would be
that
awesome
be funny?
to have a marriage booth at the like totally
Wouldn't that be
unsanctioned
great?
by the Pride organization, but you're just like, hey,
Yeah.
everybody, psst, over here.
I go sit on
right
a park
outside of the
bench
gates.
and, like,
I
have
like
my-
how Katie, who's on the Pride board here, is already sanctioning shit in other states. Why don't you go fuck up their Pride?
Yeah. Don't do it here. Yeah.
Well, I said the same thing. You know, Niagara Falls is the honeymoon capital of the world. Where is
When?
what? It's always been.
It's always been that way.
Currently?
Yes.
Yeah, it's been that's
Like
the honeymoon
always,
capital of
yeah.
the world. Yeah.
Forever.
Wait, okay. And I think
Google
Niagara Falls
honeymoon-
is beautiful. But
Google
out
honeymoon-
of
Google
anywhere
that.
in the world.
Google that title. Google that and see what comes up.
Wow.
Anyway, so I was surprised that they didn't have more stuff to promote gay marriages. Like it's legal across the bridge in Canada.
Sure.
So I mean, it can't get any more legal. Every
Right.
Everywhere you
countries
turn.
across. Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, why
they-
are you not pushing
And
this
don't they
more?
light up the falls with rainbow lights and
Yeah,
all that shit?
every night they do.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I went down and
So they should
saw
totally
it.
do that.
It's still pretty when they light it up with
They should
the lights.
totally do that there.
But so what
Wow,
a historic
okay.
thing.
So
Fantastic.
now, did
Well
you
done.
did you by any chance hear from anybody back home?
Mainly on Facebook.
It's August
Well,
1st.
and that's
Wait,
valid
but the
enough.
marriages aren't legal till August 1st, so you won't be able to earn your nickel.
That's true.
Right, but I'm just
That's
wondering
true.
if
Is that
anybody
the first
back
thing
home.
that came up under honeymoon capital?
you know,
They
so,
are, that's all that comes in. Actually.
Told you so. Told you so.
Nanner,
Told
nanner.
you. Told you. Told you so.
that site will put on there. Hopefully, we'll have 2 new residents, and you can start wintering in Arizona. I
very
thought that was
nice.
cute. And
I've always wanted to winter. I've always wanted to verb
I know,
a
right? To be
season.
like, I know. Me too. What do you do? I winter.
I've never verbed a season.
I've never verbed a season
Or a sailboat. I've never.
No, never verbed at a sailboat.
or on a sailboat. Yeah.
On a sailboat, at a sailboat for exercise, nonetheless. In Florida.
Yeah, forearm strength is
Right.
very important.
Very important.
But different, and there was one person who reached out that just surprised me, and it's not anyone that you guys would know as far as referencing, but his name is Jimmy Kohler, and he's just a fantastic funny guy, and here he puts, all he did was very simply put 3 smiley faces on my Facebook, and we don't go back and forth on Facebook, so I thought that was just fantastic.
It's a nice little gesture.
That's a big
And
chunk of the nation, though. That's
Rev Ron.
Oh,
Rev
Rev Ron,
Ron,
yep.
he didn't reach out to me on Facebook, but he had something on Facebook that was fantastic, and it was, somebody had said, "Hey, what happened with this?" And he went back to the idea, like, basically, come into the right century here, buddy, because he said, "Yeah, we're just getting past indentured servants," which will come in a little bit. This is
Okay.
not another story.
Oh.
But
Matthew 14.
and 26. But it was
39.
just interesting. He was just like, "Come on, guys. This is fucking stupid, you know."
Yeah.
So it should have been this way anyway. He's a good guy. So that's about it. Yeah.
There's for that one.
Yeah.
Now, population-wise,
It's very
if-
exciting.
when California falls, it will. Oh, I'm pretty sure I'm right on this. If California falls, more citizens, like that's
Per capita?
No, but like the because when you have the most populous areas, like Illinois. No, it's Illinois. When Illinois and California, if they get gay marriage, then more people in the United States can be more people will have it than not. Does that make more sense?
Yeah.
The population
More
centers.
populations are higher
Okay.
in those areas.
Because like all the states that don't have like 6 people, if they get New York, California, all
Montana.
of New England,
Right.
right. That
Okay.
population-wise, more people.
I hope Bachman enjoys her new
It
living
was a
arrangement out there.
population,
in
and it's the
Montana,
California,
Wyoming.
Illinois thing that does it.
The fuck she's moving
Get
to.
a gas heater and your
It
little
seems
fuck-
crazy
get
to me
out
that
there.
California doesn't yet. Like when we're talking about,
Right.
you know,
Iowa?
looking at the flag in front of the Capitol, the gay flag and the gay bridge, and then I just like, of course, my mind goes to the Castro, which I know is only one
Right.
small
And
portion
don't you
of
wish
California,
all they want to
of
do is
San
like,
Francisco,
just put it
but
on the ballot again.
Yeah.
Like
I just am
put it
like,
on the ballot again
really?
and get rid of
Yeah.
that weird
Well,
wording.
now the Supreme Court is supposed to rule on that
Yep,
next month.
Next month, right.
That's
month.
huge.
Yeah.
It's
It
huge.
is.
Do we know when? Is that the beginning
I
of the
don't
month?
know.
I want to say
End of
it's
the
the end. I want to say it's going to fall near Pride. I
Near
want to say
Pride? That's
That
what
would
I was
make
I want to say
complete
it's
sense.
a
Yeah.
late June, and not because they were planning that, but I think
Yeah.
that decision is planned
Yeah.
for, and it's
Wouldn't
already
that be
made.
something?
It's just a question of writing up the. From,
Right, the
from how I
decision's already been
understand
made.
it, they've made their decisions, and now they have to take all their time writing up their
Oh,
Okay.
their
got it.
summations and all that stuff,
sure.
and whatever
Their book deals. all those
whoever
things.
writes
right.
whoever writes the what do they call that? Somebody writes the
I'm an idiot.
I can't yeah.
they write the
the majority opinion.
The,
and the other one writes
the opinion.
yeah.
They write up the opinion.
not
I
the
think
right
that's
word,
not
but
the right
we're
word, but I
close.
like it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We like a lot of things we don't
But I
like.
think it's scheduled for late. I think it's scheduled for late June because they actually have like a release date, like they're dropping a record.
I think well,
I'm
and they
pretty sure.
kind of are. I mean, it's a big deal. It's a really big deal. So you betcha, we've got it, and that's fantastic.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
But I think with that, and if Illinois goes, then I don't see how they could keep up DOMA or California. Like I don't see how they could say
right. If the majority of the population
Right.
has access
Absolutely.
to it,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
How can anybody else deny it?
Yeah,
And,
right.
and without, not that anybody cares, but just in case she's listening, I did not mean to forget my aunt in that, my Aunt Barb. She also put something on Facebook
Oh, okay.
concerning, this whole big deal about it today. If the Senate votes right,
I just
you
want
can come back to this wonderful state. So
I want a wedding dress now. Like I'm ready, Arizona. Let's do
Yeah.
this.
well, and that's another story that we can talk about later. It wasn't one in the headlines, but Arizona and Arizona has really primed for.
Yeah,
Most people,
the polling has
shows
it like
it's
are
favorable.
for it.
It was like 65-35. Like it was big enough to try
Yeah,
it.
but try to get it past some,
yeah,
all those
and then they'll word it
Cap
funny.
is gonna
I'm sorry.
freak
I'm
the
sorry.
fuck
Yeah,
out.
but then you worry about how
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That was quite all right.
Yeah.
We are wrapping up hour one. God, it seemed to go so quickly. We have 2 more hours ahead of us. We are in the middle of headlines. Got a couple more to touch on before we get into our drinking game coming up. Al will come up with whatever our word is going to be. It might be patina. I'm not sure, but we'll listen up and find out what he's going to come up with in just a few minutes. Also, don't forget our Death Watch is coming up that we're horribly failing at
Horrible
because
at.
everybody
They're all
that's
alive.
on the Death Watch seems to live, and everybody we don't talk about dies. I'm not sure what that's about. It sucks, but we'll get through it. Also coming up, we've got entertainment, some sports stuff that Katie's got. So much more to do. 2 more hours. Thoughtful vulgarity, and we'll play a little Would We Rather. Would you rather? Who would you rather?
Oh yeah.
We'll be back in just a minute. It's Q Talk America. It's the show. We'll be back in just a moment.
You've been listening to the show on Q Talk America. This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's the show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton
Go
McKee.
dead or something?
Do what? What happened? Nobody's really sure. Hi again. It's the beginning of hour 2. It's the show with Clayton McKee. That's me. I'm here with Marnie. Marty. I haven't called you Marty in a while.
However you self-identify.
Marnie.
I'm here with Marnie Ryer, Al Perkins, and Katie June. We do this every Tuesday night right here in Central Phoenix. We're coming to you live every Tuesday night. Thank you for listening, all of you out there on phones and laptops and the internets. My mom is sitting at home in her comfy chair watching us on her large screen TV now.
That is fun.
awesome.
She loves that.
Yeah.
It's so wonderful. She can just sit right there and she said her cat even watches with her, lays up there and watches. I don't think the cat really gives a shit about it, to be quite honest. What are you eating?
A raw bar.
And now is that gluten free too?
Oh yes.
Oh goddamn.
This is basically this shit is everything free.
Flavor.
Joy.
So how was that cardboard?
Quite tasty.
No, there's that.
I've
a
eaten
lot of
those-
cinnamon in there.
I've eaten those before. That's not
Do you
bad.
like
because
actually
do you
good.
like coconut?
I do.
Okay.
Oh, I enjoy coconut too.
I went to a family's house for a meeting,
Yeah.
and the woman makes her own granola, and it's gluten free.
Hey,
Oh, well, spread that
Basically
around.
everything free, and it's like crack. And
Oh.
so you can have
I love
you can have a
coconut.
little bite. That's
I'll
all.
have to go get myself another cocktail in a minute to
you.
enjoy
A
that.
little bite.
We are in the middle still of our headline segment. We got a couple more stories to chat about before we turn it over to Al and Katie, who are going to do some entertainment and sports. So as we continue on, let's go all the way up to Quincy, Massachusetts.
oh, lovely Quincy.
A woman is facing assault charge for allegedly punching a restaurant worker for putting too many pickles on her steak and cheese sandwich. Tina Druin, who is 49 years old, ordered a sub from Nathan's Famous Hot Dogs in Quincy near the subway and rail station about 2 p.m. on Saturday, according to police. Druin started loudly complaining, then used profanity and made other derogatory comments about the ratio of condiments on her sandwich as the worker was preparing said sandwich. Finally, she demanded a refund, and well, the worker just said, no, you can't have a refund. That's when Druin punched the female worker in the face, pushed over 2 large pickle jars, knocking the worker to the floor and shattering the jars all over the floor. Druin ran from the station with the worker in pursuit. The worker then nabbed Druin nearby outside City Hall, who was conveniently located right down the street, and then held her there until police arrived. Druin told police that the episode began when the sandwich maker put, quote, too many pickles on her lunch sandwich, and she complained to police of the neck pain that she was experiencing and then was escorted off to the hospital. She will be summoned to the Quincy District Court to face an assault charge, police said, and the Associated Press could not locate a phone number for her at the time of the story's publication.
Now, was the neck pain from too many pickles?
I'm not sure. It didn't
Okay.
specify that.
Like she went to bite into it and had to kind of
But,
something?
but what also they said in the story that there was a video that went along with it. Apparently, when she knocked these pickles jars over, She got then covered in pickle juice, and shards of glass were in her
Oh
arms.
my God.
I'm thinking there's liquor or something, bath salts, pickle salts, something was involved. I'm not sure.
Pickle sauce.
Very well could have been.
May have been. I'm not sure, but I do enjoy pickles. I really do.
Oh yeah.
I can't even go near them.
Really?
only
yeah.
on potato salad.
They're
I'm a
worse
pickle
than,
person.
They're worse than up there with olives. I go back and forth as to
wow.
what's
I
more
hate
horrible.
olives.
Now pickles are gluten free,
Yeah.
so I can have all the pickles I want.
But I love cucumbers. Until you start fucking with them, I'm good with cucumbers.
I love cucumbers too.
But I don't like anything. It's because it's salty. I don't like anything salty.
What about a sweet and sour pickle? Those are so good.
I don't know. I can't get past it.
Even sweet gherkins,
Like maybe like a what are they called? Butter.
butter.
Oh my
butter,
god, butter.
Butter ones?
Bread and butter.
Oh,
All I
bread
know-
butter.
All I
Right.
know is I can tell if one has sullied my sandwich. Like that's
As
what
can I.
that's like. I can pick olives out of stuff and not really care because I can't taste the olives.
But if a
Green
pickle has
olives.
But
touched
if a
it,
pickle has touched it,
Those
we're-
are like the only two extra things I put on my Subway sandwich: lettuce, tomato, pickle, olives.
Got
Yeah.
it.
See the tomato and the pickle, I'll know right away.
No, and seriously, like if I went on Fear Factor and they were like eat an olive or eat an eyeball, I'd be like, I gotta go. Like, we're done.
We
A
don't.
black olive, a green olive, Kalamata
Green.
olive.
And then my best friend Harrison one time is like, we're doing like a hummus dip, and she's like, oh my god, this hummus is delicious. Try some. And it was all olive.
Kalamata olive.
I almost threw up on her. I'm like, oh my, why would you do that?
That's
to me?
mean.
That
That's
tapenade, like
mean.
the olive tapenade.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
that
that's
taste is
awful.
still in my mouth.
It's so good.
That's awful.
I don't have an
those
issue.
Kalamata olives. I accidentally bit into one because I thought it was a grape. I didn't understand how Greeks worked. Oh
Did you chip a tooth?
no, but that's another taste I'll never get out of my mouth.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, everyone
ain't
cover
going
your
nowhere.
ears.
Cover my ear.
The fat lady is singing.
Oh, good.
Oh.
See, I was just singing.
Oh, that was
Get
you.
it?
Okay,
Uh-huh.
got it. But thank you.
That's a good one.
There you go.
Be here all week. Anyway,
You'll be doing a show alone for most of those times.
yes. Abercrombie and Fitch. Did you guys hear about this
I
whole thing?
no, I have not.
Yeah.
Oh, I
No.
didn't. What?
Did you hear about this?
Vaguely, but you got to remind me.
Let's go over it.
So the Abercrombie, this Mike Jeffries, the CEO, Abercrombie CEO.
Oh, now I'm back. I'm back.
I have no idea.
He made a rather controversial statement that unless you're a size 10 or smaller, you should not be, for women, you should not be shopping at Abercrombie. They don't like fat people. At
my God, have you
Abercrombie,
ever-
quote unquote, they
seen
don't
that?
like Abercrombie. And the only reason they're like double X sizes for men is for the
bodybuilder guys.
bodybuilder guys, so that they can wear it. But if you're fat, not okay. It says he doesn't want larger people shopping in a store. He wants thin and beautiful people. He doesn't want his core customers, 18 to 22, to see people who aren't as hot as them wearing his clothing. People who wear his clothing should feel like they are one of the cool kids. There was this whole thing about cool kids versus the geeks and the fatties and everything else. Astonishing. Now,
I can't believe this is a real story.
it's a real
story.
Super real.
Now, how about if I show you a picture of this fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, is he like Chris Christie?
He's old.
Gary
He's the worst.
Busey.
Gary Busey is what I got out of it. Now I don't know if anybody can see that, but Google him. He is one ugly
Mike
plastic
Jeffries.
No.
surgeried motherfucker.
Well, I
And
realize
who else is going to worry that much about image besides someone we know?
he's not the one in the lower right hand corner. That's the
No,
guy from
the
Mask.
Mask.
I'm
Yeah.
well
Rocky
aware.
Dennis, yeah.
So-
Well, first off, I think A&F stopped being cool around 2002.
Yeah.
I've never.
Maybe earlier.
No,
Maybe.
it was okay. So 2002, I graduated from college, and after that, it was still cool, even in some places. But I will say,
2003, we were at like middle-aged people wearing it, so it definitely wasn't cool.
I worked at Abercrombie in college, and for one summer, and they specifically told us, I mean, it was like a rule when we were stocking clothing that we didn't even put out sizes like 10. I don't even know if I thought maybe 12. They maybe go up to 12. We didn't even put sizes 10 and 12 out on the floor at all. We had them. And when we were stacking jeans, they would go on the way top shelf, 10s and 12s. Didn't even
Wow.
want them out. Yeah, it was like a actual thing.
And somebody had to ask for
They
it.
had
wanted
to
you.
ask
They
for
wanted
'em.
you to think they didn't make your
Right.
size. But my thing wasn't, and
And
this
then
is
what,
really
be embarrassed that
this
you
is-
had to ask for a 10?
Yeah, this is really from my friend.
10? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Now I was like, I was wearing their sizes then. Now I'm like, fucking.
Well, I'm certain they
wish
don't
I was
make what
wearing
I
it.
wear.
Now
Yeah.
I wish I was wearing a 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my friend Raymond, who was so funny because I was constantly giving my friend Shane shit about the Abercrombie clothes and the puka shells and just
I remember
how
this.
absolutely ridiculous he looked in either of those items. And he was the right, he had the right body for them. But I'm like, you have this, and you know me, nothing. I don't wear any labels or anything like that. And he just looked like it just looked so ridiculous. And so the one day I'm picking on him while he's getting his hair cut, and the guy that used to do my wigs used to cut his hair. And
awesome.
I love that.
so he's like, if you see somebody Al's age wearing the Abercrombie or puka shells, it's not cool anymore.
Yeah.
And like everybody, like we turned around and everybody in the mirror, like on every part of the salon, was wearing puka shells and an Abercrombie shirt.
Okay.
From like 15 to death.
Right.
Yeah.
Except for like me and Raymond. And Shane was like, oh, I get what you mean now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're just wearing some uniform that everybody just adopted. Like,
I would
There you
not.
go.
Yeah, and now I wouldn't be
we had
caught
a
dead
ton of it.
anymore wearing actually like a branded shirt that says Abercrombie. I wouldn't have done this for years and years.
and I like the little polo pony was always cute when it was little. But then, and like,
The moose.
Clearly,
It's a moose.
8 years have gone. Oh, no, that's for them. But I mean, like
Oh,
the
the polo
emblem.
pony.
Yeah.
Clearly, 8 years have gone
Well,
by since
and
I've been in
now-
a store and bought something new. But now the polo pony is life size
Yeah.
and is galloping towards you.
It scares you.
you are riding it. You're
Yeah.
I
riding it to
remember
work.
when I'm like, oh no, I forget about makeup. That in 6th grade, like everybody had polo and everyone had Izod.
I remember
for
that.
me,
I
right?
remember that.
For us, not you. And so
Yeah, for us.
Mine
that
was Guess and Z Cavarici.
When I
Oh
wanted
my God,
Z
totally. I had
Cavarici.
Z Cavarici.
Wow.
When I-
Do you remember that?
When I wanted to pretend I had more money as a teenager, I would go to the polo store and
Right.
blow all the money on the polo shirt.
Absolutely on the one shirt.
Yeah.
And so we weren't in a position to have that. So my mom, God bless her, would go to Target and I would have Hunt Club.
Yeah.
But that
Oh, yeah.
was different. That was
Sure.
not the same. And everyone knew that you didn't have
Yeah.
the money.
Mine were called Saddlebrook.
Saddlebrook.
That was a Midwest thing.
Okay.
Yeah, back or up in Missouri.
Yeah,
it was.
I was gonna say, it must be
no,
more
excuse me,
southern.
saddlebred.
Saddlebred,
Was the,
okay.
was the
That's
Okay.
awesome.
And so I had bitched about it so much that my grandparents had heard this. And so for Christmas, I go to open this package and I'm so excited because I knew my grandparents were going to give me what I wanted.
no
And I open up the thing and there's a polo shirt in there. Well, I mean like a
A polo
polo
style.
style shirt.
shirt.
And I'm like, oh my God, yeah. And then I pull the thing back. Well, they had gone to like just a kid's toy store and gotten an alligator that was about this long. Just an alligator, huge hunk of an alligator. And they pinned the goddamn thing to the shirt and they said, there, look at that. Now you have an Izod.
Oh my God, that is so jerk.
Wow.
Okay, by the way,
Those are jerky
hysterical
grandparents.
looking back on that because I'm like, good
Yes.
on you. At
Yeah.
the time, I was in therapy until about a week and a half.
Yeah, the one place that I was a
I
little,
hate alligators. I hate them.
my one label whore phase that I have to fess up to. 'Cause I only had the one polo shirt and it was pink and powder blue striped and I thought it was just lovely. And I actually bought it again like 12 years later because I thought, and I of course I think I can wear pastels even though I'm the whitest person alive. But occasionally I have a tan. I loved Benetton. I loved, loved
Yeah.
all things Benetton. I had the Bananarama shirt, the Say Yes Benetton shirt.
I can
it was the
see you
only
in all
label
that.
I ever hoard out for.
Uh-huh.
And I
Do
love
you know?
Benetton.
Are you familiar?
Oh,
with
the
that? Yeah,
colors
yeah.
of Benetton.
The United
yes.
Colors of Benetton.
Yes,
I have a Benetton shirt right now that is really fabulous. Not that I'm like obsessed, but I love the one shirt that I have.
And I go to the mall twice a year to buy, face stuff. So I never buy clothes. And so I was so excited when I found out that Benetton still existed. I just assumed they went out with Paco Rabanne. But
Yeah, no.
I was
that
into Guess, but not my junior high Guess. It was like my high school Guess that
Right.
I was really. I was
Not-
a mall rat for a while, and
Not-
I bought something from Guess every day.
Not gonna lie, still have a pair of Guess jeans at home
Yes,
from high school.
Oh,
Good.
Because
but
I
it
can't
was
wear
such a small label. Like you really couldn't get that
these
excited
these
about
are,
it.
First of all, here's a problem with it. One, they don't have pockets on the back, and it's only because Jesse told
maybe.
me that I had. He's like, you don't have an ass. Well, what girl is going to be like, I love you? And so I thought that was fabulous.
But you were
And they had
17.
a snap. They snapped. Like I could wear
I do remember.
Snap
I do remember
jeans.
that Guess jeans snapped.
Snap.
So you had to be very careful about your lunch choices.
Yes, you sure did. And so but I still have those, and they're tapered at the bottom. God damn. And
Yeah.
I used to paint
Never.
those bitches onto myself.
Oh yeah,
Them.
with the one you have to either lay on the bed or pull it up with the hanger.
And
Right.
I did. I had a
hanger.
big, giant, like during lunch at
love it.
my best friend Virginia Long's house one day. Like we went home to her house for lunch, and I like went to go sit down, and the whole ass like across the back.
That's awesome.
It's like sitting on a hot
Thank
plastic
God
chair
we
in
were
a
the
hot
same
summer
size
day.
because it was bad.
Well, and so this douchebag, plastic boy.
Going back to Abercrombie and Fitch
Abercrombie
CEO.
and Fitch. In every school, there are the cool and popular kids, and there are the not so cool kids, Jeffries had said. Candidly, we go after the cool kids. We go after the attractive, all-American kid with a great attitude
All
and lots of
American.
friends.
He means white.
Yep.
No
a
shit.
lot of
You're
people
right.
don't belong in our clothes, and they can't belong. Are we exclusionary? Absolutely.
Wow.
I know. So then it says that they're not the only ones. Apparently, Karl Lagerfeld is
Oh, he's always a dick.
right.
Always a dick.
Tom
And
Ford.
No one can
That kinda
afford their
surprised me for
stuff
some
anyway.
reason.
But no one can afford. They make like uber designer clothes. They don't
Yeah.
make clothes for
Right,
every
and
But
man.
You're
Lagerfeld,
absolutely right.
Lagerfeld, not just a Nazi, but he's also an asshole. Like
Right.
Nazi's the least of his offenses.
Yeah, oh yeah. Is he the really tan guy?
I'm pretty sure he's a Nazi.
Yeah, you think a lot of people are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Lagerfeld.
Karl Lagerfeld really super tan, old?
He's old,
I thought that was Ralph Lauren.
No, Ralph Lauren's not
and
that
he's tan, but not that old.
He's
just
I get him
kinda looks
confused with
weathered.
the one that just died, the one that was Barbara Walters' friend. I get Lagerfeld confused with Barbara Walters'
I'm gonna
friend.
Google it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was just gonna say. But anyway, so that's the skinny.
Oh, that's cute.
Well played.
Oh, that's cool.
Well
Thanks,
played.
oh, for Christ's sake, I thought
You
so
know,
too.
my best friend worked at Abercrombie after college. She was a manager and she traveled around the country working and like revamping stores. She was very good. And so she'd go into failing stores and kick them up a notch. Anyway, she ended up
Fire
getting
fat people. Is that what she would
well,
do?
no.
Just go- I'm guessing.
So
First, I'll
she
lift
set
that
up
fat girl.
A
no,
food cart,
she
right?
actually did the store, and stopped the shrink, the theft, and she was good. But they did have to go do recruiting trips, and they would go to college campuses and recruit for like attractive employees. So anyway, she ended up getting bounced around the country and came back to Tucson, where she was from. And a good family friend, like a good family friend of theirs, the daughter was in high school and really wanted to work at Abercrombie. And she was Hispanic, overweight, but like great personality. Allie had known her for her whole life and really loved her. She came in and interviewed, and I think she, if I remember correctly, she was unable. Allie passed her through the interview, of course, because she's like, of course, yes, I want you to work here. And she didn't get hired. And it was specifically, and Allie, it was told, oh, she doesn't fit our brand. And she quit after that. She was like, I can't do this.
Yeah,
I can't work
like
here.
douche clothes from a douche company.
Right.
But, and what's his name? I was going to call him Karl Rove, but Tom Ford.
Tom Ford.
Same thing.
Similar.
Because he dabbles in directing now. And he
Yeah.
did a couple years ago, it was called A Single Man. And it was
Yeah.
Colin Firth.
That's right.
And Julianne Moore and the cute guy he used to be a little boy actor, and now he's grown up and tall, and he's beautiful with blue eyes. It was...
I
Ford
see
is
dead people.
really
guy?
sexy, so it's really unfortunate that he's such a dick.
He's, a complete douche. So you watch
Haley
this movie...
Joel Osment?
No, I can't think what the kid's name was. And I can't think of the movie he was from. But he used to be this little child actor. He was in About a Boy, and now he's grown up and tall and gorgeous.
Okay.
He'll
So
figure it
anyway,
out.
so here's the.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like this 50-year-old man who's a complete alcoholic, whose lover died, and he's on his own, and he goes to a gay bar one night and finds this like supermodel to be his new hot boyfriend. And Julianne Moore is supposed to be like this middle-aged hag of a smoking drunk, but she manages to clean herself up every night into these fabulous outfits, and they all look completely pristine.
Nicholas Holt.
Yeah, Nicholas Holt. So I'm sitting there thinking he's gorgeous, and he wears a powder blue sweater that was to die for the entire movie. Like, I could not get over the powder blue sweater. But all I kept thinking is 50 years old, hard drinking, smoking, hasn't put down the drink. All he does is sit down and write, and he stands up and he's got this Gucci body. Fuck off.
Right.
Like, I don't want to watch your 50-year-old self-indulgent masturbatory fantasies. That would be a hard... I was going to point to you, but I'm not going No, I was gesturing that way, and it was going to look like
I kind of
that.
wish the photographer was still here. 'Cause
Yeah.
That was the best face. That was awesome.
But anyways, it was one of those things like we all know in gay bars that 50-year-old
Right.
who has never moved, who's drinking hard liquor, and I'm like,
Not looking like that.
not looking like that. And Julianne Moore getting all prettied up and all of a sudden being glamorous and fantastic. No, Angie Dickinson should have been playing that role.
That's a good point.
And that movie just drove me crazy. I was like, I have seen cartoons that were more realistic than
Sure.
this movie.
Absolutely.
So that's when I knew I didn't like Tom Ford for Gucci.
Right.
Just pissed me off.
But
I'm
he
like,
is.
Well, and apparently he likes the Chinese, Tom Ford.
because they're skinny.
Americans are too fat, and in London they are starting to get fat too. So I have to say
'Cause
that if we
McDonald's
have to
got
talk
there.
about race system and nationalism, I find it refreshing that every Chinese is slim.
they are not.
Tom Ford.
Fuck you, Tom
Wow,
Ford.
this is interesting. I had no idea that there was that much
Yeah.
hate and bigotry.
Well,
Yeah.
and you know what? And we watched,
Just
the
against-
two of us
Anna
watched Project
Wintour,
Runway, right?
another one.
Project Runway, you just wait every season, and thank God we got some kind of a break. I don't know why we're not on Project Runway's The Dolphin series, because it's a new fucking Project Runway every
Shark
se-
Week on Project
right,
Runway.
right, Project Runway. So they have all these guys, and it's like 5 women and then 17 gay guys that are all fabulous and trendy, and they dress like little
They always dress
I don't
so
get it.
mentally
weird.
challenged
Oh, I love you right
space
now.
cadets. Like they wear bolero costumes, and they're
I'll
always
give
in
you
like
that.
little,
Right,
like
right.
they're the goofiest fucking outfits, and they
I
fall
wonder.
apart
Or
as
they have
soon as they have to
mustaches.
dress a woman who's not the size of the mannequin.
Yes.
Right, they can't do
have
it.
complete meltdowns. They say the most horrible things to their clients. I mean, you're gay. I get that. Like clearly, you're a homosexual.
I'm gonna make you distressed, but here first eat air for a week.
Yeah.
How do I
The
make a dress that big?
Yeah, the closed captioning told
Give
me
me
they
a
were
bolt
gay.
of fabric.
But they act like they've never seen a boob before. And like in the one season, the one guy was all like, I do not know what you do. Is it a cup size? What is that called? How can you be a dressmaker and not know a cup
right,
size?
Right.
And so every year, and they always go, and they're always really good at the beginning, and they always get
But
kicked
why
off
is
on
it that
Real
super
Woman Week.
fashionistas always look so weird? And I was thinking this
That's a
today.
good point.
I was looking. Well, I think maybe I was coming here.
They're just like party
And I saw
clowns.
someone walking across the street into the Patina, which is like a very hipster place, and this girl looked like a complete idiot. Like her outfit was so idiotic, and I'm looking at her going, "Why is this cool?" But she looked so cool and hip and chic, and I wanted to sort of hit her with my car because I'm like, as she's standing in the middle of the road waiting for everybody to pass, like with her, I don't get it. I didn't get it.
No,
I
this
didn't get it.
season
Nothing
it was-
matched. She had the most ugly shoes on. Her hair was stupid. Her bag was stupid. Like she was stupid.
Yeah,
That's
with
my
the-
friend Sarah.
This season with the mustache, the guy with the mustache, the little,
yeah.
the little upturned mustache, and then he's 50 years old and he's in like little culottes. I'm sorry, but I think they already cast everybody for The Sound of Music in about 1961.
Yes.
You can go home, sir, and put on real clothes.
And tame that down.
Tame
Yeah,
that down.
you don't need to wear the drapes.
Oh, and when they went back to his house and he had the curls. I'm sorry, that was really bad.
He was so ridiculous.
Oh, we are running horribly over time.
And we don't do anything
Anyway,
about
I
Project
think my
Runway.
favorite part of that story
Yeah.
is how
was
much
that
my
I ate this while I was telling it.
It's gluten free
And
though.
That the big girl
It
was
really
having a
is.
snack.
It really is like
No.
crack.
It is cracked. Would anyone like to try it?
Yes.
I will try yours today.
yeah, I'll get there.
We have one. I'm gonna do one final thing in our headlines, then we've got to get on to drinking game because clearly I have to make a new cocktail. Well, today is somebody's birthday, somebody that we all don't know personally, but we deal with all the time because it is Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg's 29th birthday on this
That
day.
fucker is still in his
29.
20s.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Happy
it seems it does
birthday.
seem insanely young for him to be a billionaire, but remember he co-founded Facebook when he was just a teenager.
That's insane.
I have a Tom Ford style hatred for him
Fucking
now.
show off.
By comparison, when they were 29, Steve Jobs launched the Macintosh computer company, and Bill Gates was readying his first retail version of Microsoft's Windows. And most of the rest of us were just struggling to pay rent. So happy birthday to Mark Zuckerberg. And here I've got a couple little facts about Mark that I kind of thought were interesting, and I didn't realize about a couple of these things. Number one, Mark Zuckerberg suffers from red-green color blindness and sees everything in sort of a blue, or sees blue the best, which is why blue dominates Facebook's website. Because he
That's
can
why
see
it's so
through it.
pleasing to me.
Yes.
I enjoy blue.
Both AOL and Microsoft tried to recruit him when he was in high school after he created his first, it's called a synopsis. program that used artificial intelligence to learn users' music listening habits. That was the first software he created.
That's right. Yeah, I remember that part.
He wears
From the movie, not from real life.
And this, of course, I laughed at because another fact is he wears the same gray Facebook t-shirt almost every single day because he's busy and it saves him time in the morning. So I'm going to assume it's not the exact same one. I'm assuming he has 37.
No, he just Febrezes the shit out of it.
Because he's part owner of Febreze.
Yeah.
Could be. However, another fact about him, despite his casual wardrobe, he wore a tie every day in 2009 to show that Facebook was serious about growing in the face of global recession. He's a vegetarian and once said that he will only eat meat if he has killed the animal himself. But ironically, among his likes on Facebook are McDonald's and In-N-Out Burger.
He likes the fries.
The fish sandwich.
Yeah, the fish sandwich and the fries.
No animal died for that thing.
No.
Or the
No.
McRib.
Well, he could have the chicken nuggets.
Oh, the
Allegedly.
McRib. Have you read what's in that?
Stuff to
He
do.
loves that.
It's an exercise mat. There's something in it that's like a yoga mat.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a
In the
polystyrene
McRib?
or something.
Right,
Yeah.
I hadn't had one of those until he had me eat one a few years ago.
I'm sure the sauce is delicious, but that's
By the
not
way,
meat.
it really was. It was.
Yeah.
It was quite good. But
I love that. If
know.
they've got those in the Shamrock Shake, I'm screwed. In October of 2010, he took a bunch of Facebook staffers to a public theater to see the movie called The Social Network, a movie about the founding of Facebook. And then in public comments afterward, he criticized the film's portrayal of himself as someone who invented Facebook simply to gain social status. Isn't Facebook all about social
Right,
status?
right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just to get laid.
Yeah.
He owns a Hungarian sheepdog named Beast, who oddly has a Facebook page and has 1.5 million fans.
Oh my God. I'm about to become a fan.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
Doing it.
And finally, I'll wrap this up with he took some heat last year for giving his wife Priscilla Chan a ruby wedding ring that jewelers valued at about $25,000, even though his worth is $19 billion.
And the fact, rubies are the most expensive stone there is, if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't know that.
So you'd think you'd have to spend more for a ruby. Yeah, a true ruby is like way more expensive than diamond.
I don't know. Maybe it's not a real one. I don't know.
Well, and perhaps she looked at it and said, "I like that one."
Yeah, exactly. Because it's not always about like show me the dollar sign.
Right.
Sometimes it's I actually like that.
Well, she's got a lot of money to spend otherwise, however she wants.
Yeah.
So,
But now he's doing that douchey thing where the company his like blind trust is putting out all those pro oil ads now and doing this big blitz for oil pipelines and stuff. And so everybody's on him like control your beast there.
Uh-oh.
Like I know that you're not supposed
your
to
dog.
Yeah, now yeah.
Because his dog Beast is very cute. We're not
Oh, yeah,
friends.
yeah.
We'll have to look
Friends
him up in a minute. It is 8:25. We are going to... we're drinking, but not enough. So we're going to play this and kick off our drinking segment right now.
And now, a drink along. We dare you to stay awake during this royalty-free music and to play a drinking game with us. If you are currently or soon to be driving a car, you cannot play. If you are presently the primary caregiver for children and or the elderly, you may desperately want to play, but no. If you are listening from a rehab facility, you are disqualified because you already hit bottom. And that means you already won this game at least once. If playing this game is in any way illegal for you, put the bottle down and make better life choices. There is no good in your goodbye, and there is no lifeguard on duty, so you will be swimming at your own risk. Tell your lawyer to take the fucking day off. You can't sue us. We warned you. Good luck.
Well, the drinking word that I decided I liked this week on my word of the day, toilet paper, was draconian.
well,
Because it's been all over the news lately. And I'm like, God damn it, we are going to Google that word and use it correctly.
we are.
Draconian.
Can someone do that for me now? I'm like, how the
It
fuck
goes.
am I
It
gonna
goes.
fit that in?
It almost goes hand in hand with patina.
It does, exactly. She was patinaed into a draconian state.
I don't know how I'll fit that in, but
So-
I feel I'll be saying it all
Somehow.
along.
Draconian is an adjective meaning great severity.
Like it's all the draconian measures that they
That
want to take.
derives from Draco.
That the Republicans want to take with the budget, and there's all these measures to like cut all the funding for everything, and Europe's going through draconian measures, and they're all in revolt. And
It's like
An
It's just this
Athenian
fun-
law scribe under whom small offenses had heavy punishments. Those are draconian laws.
so I want you to give me some draconian punishment.
That was an accident. That little bell.
sorry about the bell. Right. Well, let's get into some draconian entertainment news right now.
I like it.
Oh my God! Somebody said it is Draconian. Canceled shows. I know. Dexter's last season. Barbara Walters retires. The Office is ending. Still no word on Hannibal. Gatsby has huge weekend, which proves that Leo can do anything. That's the news.
Entertainment.
Well, that song is long today.
At Hollywood.
And Dr. Joyce Brothers died.
But I think we could put all dead people in the dead people section. I can't believe we're searching for where to put dead people when we have a dead person section.
But for entertainment, I feel it still. Because trust me, the day Cher dies, it'll be the whole goddamn 3 hours. I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it'll be 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'll be in mourning.
Yeah, it'll be a part due. Our Draconian episode. Yeah. Okay, so as this lovely website is saying, the television networks are becoming a lot straighter next season. They have canceled The New Normal.
Devastating.
Happy Endings.
Devastating.
Yep.
Devastating. My 3 favorite shows. I'm pissed. I don't even want to talk anymore. I'm turning off my microphone.
All right, we've got to go. Next color.
Yeah.
No.
Just everything.
No, but the new normal.
The New Normal gone, even though the ratings are pretty good.
The ratings were great
because
I watched it.
Well, for NBC, on NBC's level, they were good.
No, you guys, I'm pissed about
I was
it.
too.
Yeah,
It
but
was
what is
smart
the reasoning?
and
Right.
funny, and that baby was just born. They had so many fun places to go with that show. I'm pissed.
I am too.
It's bullshit.
And that little girl, God.
And they because NBC is so far in the toilet, they have just erased everything. They canceled almost every new show that was on last year. I think they only had one hit that made it, and it was called, and I never watched it. Revolution was the only show from last season that got renewed. They canceled everything, and they have to redo their nights. The big surprise.
Why do they do that, Al? I don't understand. Why do they do that?
Because they're in so much trouble, they have to erase the slate and start over. Like they have nothing. They have no.
There's
tentpole
nothing
shows.
that's good. I mean, I thought that Smash wasn't Smash NBC.
No, but if they don't have it with The Voice, and nothing got ratings unless they paired it after The Voice, because Go On was really the ratings winner. Go On.
But they canceled that.
They canceled it because once they took The Voice away, it couldn't hold up another show.
Again, I've never heard of Go On.
Go On was Matthew Perry. They did.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I remember
sure.
vaguely.
Now that
And it came on.
couldn't have
It was
I didn't
paired
like
with-
it,
It was
but-
paired with a New Normal. It came on after The Voice, and so it was kind of a hit. But then when they took The Voice away for that short time, and then their whole schedule tanked because it turns out everyone was just watching The Voice. They have nothing, so they can't start any night. They don't have a show to start any night. And now Parks and Recreation, which is kind of a hit. Small, because we're on NBC, like small ratings.
Yeah.
They're bumping that to the dead zone of it's now the kickoff show for their Thursday night comedies that are going to be all new.
Remember when NBC owned Thursday
And
night?
they remember it fondly
When it
because
was
they have-
must-see TV.
because they have not been able to get back to must-see TV. But every network except for CBS made some strange calls. So they got rid of.
ABC does that too. They bring on a show, they show 3 episodes, and they're like,
Because
how
they're
can
too
you
expensive.
tell
'Cause
after 2
ABC
or 3
spends some money.
episodes?
The reason ABC is the easy one. You can find. I always say that when you have high def TV and you watch ABC, you can find every dollar they spent. Those shows are gorgeously filmed, and they're too expensive. Ugly Betty only went off the air because it was too expensive.
God, I loved Ugly
they got
Betty.
every
Oh, I
tax
loved
break
it.
in the world, and they could never
Brilliant
justify.
show.
There was all the extras it took to fill that office.
Yeah.
That was a huge office. Like
It was amazing.
they filmed in California on sound stages. Then they moved to New York for all the tax breaks, and they were filming live, and it was still too much money. Ugly Betty only got canceled because no one could afford it, and you could find every dollar. Lost. Oh my God, those shots, the scenes, they were on freighters and helicopters, and not green screened.
Right.
But they'll never spend Lost money again. That day's over.
Sadly, not that anybody else probably in here ever watched it, but Malibu Country, which was Reba McEntire's thing,
yeah.
and Jay Rodriguez was on that, and Lily Tomlin. I thought it was a cute story.
Now
I DVR'd it every week. It was a great show, and sadly, I just found out, was it yesterday or the day before that it was canceled.
And they did their upfronts. And now that was a surprising one. But again, like they have this, and ABC can't afford the CBS problems. CBS can afford to have all their audience be in wheelchairs, but no one else can.
Why is that?
Because CBS's have so many viewers, but they don't do as well in that 18 to 49 market.
But theirs
They
are
have
all
that
super
problem.
oldie.
Right.
But
Oldie
they're
pants.
okay with that. That's who they sell to. They know they're never going to be number one in that demographic. But then they have the Big Bang Theory that all of a sudden younger people
yeah.
watch. They
People-
have
my
like
friends
one or
love
two
it.
shows, right?
Well, I'm not even that young demographic anymore, but
But
And
so the
and
problem with
the kids
Malibu,
are like, what? Oh, this new network, CBS.
yeah, the Tiffany network.
Tiffany.
But because not the Abercrombie network. But Malibu County, what was it called? Malibu
Country.
Country.
Malibu Country.
Malibu Country got good numbers, but she just wasn't skewing young enough for ABC, and they had dumped it on Fridays. It was already in the graveyard on Friday nights.
I love
Because they had their Friday, what did they call they had their big Friday night back when Step by Step was
Right.
on. And
Oh my God, I loved the
in the
TGIF.
day.
It was their
TGIF.
whole
That's right.
TGIF
Right.
day.
That's
Right,
right.
and they
And
had-
Urkel, that
Urkel?
show with
Right.
Steve
Family
Urkel.
So
Matters.
they had a good long run of making Friday nights work, and like all networks have abandoned Saturday night. Like Saturday nights are just reprogramming. What they do is they'll take a show and replay it. No one even attempts
Like,
Saturday night. program.
NBC uses Dateline. They just repay Dateline.
Yeah,
and
they
shit like that.
everyone's written off that day of the week.
Jung Jung. What's the
Yeah, Law and Order.
Gong Gong.
Any Law and Order. Right.
But now we're going to be down to one CS. From what I understand, I've never watched an episode, but I guess all the CSI franchises are dying, and they're down to one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Oh,
and
CSI,
everybody's
not SVU.
Right.
no, but Law and
But
Order.
SVU is not as good as it was when it had that Michael
Christopher
Maloney.
Yeah,
and-
you're right.
And
Yeah,
that other girl.
But even them, they've pared down. Like half of the theater people in New York lived off their Law and Order paychecks.
Yeah.
They were able to do theater because they just went out and played a corpse
Oh.
in the street because all those shows that film in New York is they cancel them. All the theater people that's what they're doing for real money when they make their pennies in the theater.
Oh, okay.
Kind of killing the arts. So NBC, I mean, just Draconian. I mean, they really did.
right.
They wiped it out. But Sean Hayes has a new comedy that, from what I've heard, is tragic. And
Oh, it's
so
really bad. Isn't
hopefully-
he doing? He executive or he
He
co-produces
does Hot in
the
Cleveland.
Hot in Cleveland.
From what I've heard, it's so old fashioned, like just such a throwback to like comedies that have already been done.
Like a really sad Will and Grace.
He's a gay dad who was divorced, but the cast I guess is really good. So they're hoping that the pilot was just, and like I always say it, Friends was one of the worst pilots I've ever seen. So
And then it lasted forever.
Yeah, you can have, but you can improve on it. Like you make
Oh,
some
yeah.
changes. Your episode 2 is usually where you judge because sometimes you spend way too much money on the pilot, or they just have bad ideas, or they get rid of a character all of a sudden that mysteriously goes to college.
Right.
There's all.
And they were 4.
Never to be
So-
seen. Right.
The Office is another one. I thought The Office's first 2 episodes were terrible,
Really?
and then that show really hit its stride for a while.
One of my favorite, like gone from network, picked up by cable, was the Cougar Town.
And now they're saying that USA is
Please,
interested in happy endings.
please.
So that's the
It is. We talked about this before, but it to me is the smartest, most well written, like sharp, funny, hysterical.
And I watched
Great comedy.
Suburgatory, but get rid of Suburgatory. It's kind of cute, but it's not all
But
that
not
funny.
really.
Yeah, it's not all that funny. Dump Suburgatory and put happy endings
Yes.
on after Modern Family.
Oh, my
But they're
God.
trying to get that whole Family Wednesdays. That's what they're like. And they kept the Neighbors, which everybody.
I can't believe
The
it.
critics
I
are all
watched
like,
that
the
once. It
stupid
was so
alien
horrible.
show has made it. Like that show made it. But the middle. So the good news is, but the middle got renewed. So, because I love the middle. If you're not watching the middle, tape the middle. It's so much fun. It's adorable.
Wait, what's the difference between the middle and Malcolm in the Middle? Because
Yeah,
to me, it
that's what
seems
I'm
like
thinking.
exactly the same story.
Oh no! Well, I don't know. I never saw Malcolm in the Middle, but the middle is Patricia Heaton and the guy from Scrubs,
Right, yeah.
the janitor from Scrubs, as terrible parents in really bad economic times.
Yeah, no, it sounds like Malcolm in the Middle.
with a
Three kids.
Yeah, and the youngest son has a little bit of a disease.
Yeah.
and then, but it's all about the daughter,
Little one.
the little one.
And is she in any way actually related to Mayim Bialik?
No,
That
who?
daughter on the
Oh,
middle? Because they
no,
look
no.
like identical twins.
No, because she's actually a very lovely girl, but Eden Sher, I think is her real name. She is such a good actress, and she just plays the shit out of Sue with her gay best friend and the Mennonite cheerleader with her that has to wear the long skirt when she cheers. Like there is just so much absolutely fun and adorable stuff on that show.
Clearly not watching.
And Eden Sher really say if you're not watching the middle, like just treat yourself. It's really charming.
I never watched
Eden
it.
Sher is a delight. And then ABC canceled Happy Endings, which we were just talking about, which was just so sad.
Devastating.
Yeah, so sad that they went that way. Let me see.
Oh my God. And Smash?
Well, we knew.
I'm caught up. It's so good.
It's so good.
It's silly good. Like all I want to do is watch more Smash.
And that show was the perfect match for The Voice. You have a show about performances, you have people that are in the entertainment field, then you have a show about New York. And it was really getting, again, tonal shifts that seriously make your teeth ache like sugar. I mean, in the middle of a sentence, it goes from a comedy to a drama. Like, what am I watching? Is it a horror movie? Like, what the fuck is this show? But all of it, as the train crashes, every car that hits is delightful.
So good.
Yeah. You just have no idea what you're watching there. And honest to God, when you watch that, you're like, huh? How did we get here? Like, he's dead. Last week, the guy that wrote the book was terrible, and they were going to sing through the show because he didn't know how to write a book, and then he's dead, and now the book is sacred, and we can't fuck with the book. I'm like, wait a minute. Can you guys watch last week's episode again? Because
Yeah, but I really super cried. Like, I actually was like in tears, and when they dimmed the lights, and I was like, oh,
I can't stress enough how delightful every train car crashing is.
Yeah, it's so good.
But they make no sense.
I couldn't believe I was like crying in the middle of the afternoon
and then they're
watching
like,
that.
he was so good at this. No, last week you kicked him out.
Yeah.
They had to sing through the show because he was so bad.
You hated him.
Oh,
Right.
but I loved it. I cried through the whole thing, and I bought the song that he sang. He's got hit by a car. Lesson learned: don't sing while crossing the street. Wait till you're safely across. Maybe hum
both ways.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe hum until the bridge. I can't remember if. And seriously, how do you not hear a bus coming? How loud are you singing from me? Because I'm the one that's that's usually singing crossing the street.
Yes.
Dexter, I can't remember if I've said this before, but Dexter is officially the last season. It was rumored the head of Showtime let it slip, and the head of Showtime now is fucked. So I have an answer, and I have to find out where to send my letter. Put Hannibal on Showtime where Dexter used to be. Hannibal is, as far as tone goes, spot on perfect. I don't know what the hell it's doing on a broadcast network because it is so grisly and so violent and keeps me up for like a day and a half. It's terrifying television. And I'm like, what are you doing on NBC after Parks and Recreation? Like, they seriously have Leslie Knope into someone eating a lung on their dinner plate.
Oh my God.
And a woman sprayed out on antlers. I'm like, this is your problem, NBC. Like, what are you doing? There's got to be a better show. Like, put it on after some show where one of those...
They should hire you.
They should.
Really?
I think they should.
If Al had his way, a lot of places would hire him to run everything.
He'd be very busy.
But
Just everything.
My best job would be listening to your album and telling you which song's going to be a single, because they always release the wrong single. Okay, so Dexter's officially done. I don't know what they're going to do with Michael C. Hall next, if he'll get another cable hit. But he's passing up. He's making... now, get this one. The $1 million an episode people are long gone.
Okay.
Long gone. Friends was probably the last show. I think the guys on Big Bang Theory
Oh, they
are
could.
pretty close to $1
Yeah.
million an episode. You know who is? Dexter. He gets no viewers. It's paid cable, but it's still the tent pole of their programming. So Showtime stock is going to plummet after this because they have based everything on the fact that not just me, but I've never met these people, but huge numbers of people that don't know me watch Dexter. Because
sure?
I'm still convinced that sex would be better if we could get drunk and talk about Dexter. So sad about that, Annie, but it starts at the end of June.
I've never been a Dexter person.
Oh, it's so goddamn good. The Office is ending, and if please catch up if you have not. They have turned this season around and made it so charming. And we had the penultimate. What's that word?
Penultimate.
Yeah, penultimate episode was this week. They did
Draconian.
I missed this. I missed this. I haven't watched it yet.
It
So
took me
not
5
too many
tries.
spoilers.
I was trying to watch it online. I was trying to watch it on the NBC app. I could not get anything to download. I was trying to watch it on the plane yesterday. I was complaining to
Are you
the
talking
hostess.
about The Office?
Yeah.
The Office, because
Aaron
I
always watches it on
Demand.
Hulu.
yeah, but you can't stream anything on the airplanes, and then and I just couldn't get the time together. Everybody's it was a nightmare. So good and so charming, and my favorite TV couple of all time is Pam and Jim.
Oh, mine
I
too.
think they are,
I love them from the beginning.
and
I
they're
love them.
so cute, and they
I
got
love how
them
they've reconnected.
And where did they get married? In the honeymoon capital of the world, Niagara
see?
Falls. And one of my favorite
Sure,
episodes.
I do remember seeing that.
They were
I
on the
don't
they
remember
got
that.
married on the Maid of the Mist.
Okay.
And how have you not? That's one of the best episodes where they do
I
the video.
dropped out for a little while of The Office, and then The Office is one of those shows you don't have to go back and
Right.
really rewatch what's going with the plot. So there was a beginning watching it, then I had like a drop off. Now I'm back on board.
So make that your homework. You have to watch the wedding episode because it's very sweet.
Oh, I love
And
them.
so in this episode, they're trying to wrap up the Jim and Pam story. So they did a really cute thing where because now they've admitted that it's a documentary company filming them. It's all about this documentary they've been filming for 9 years, and it's about to air. And everybody's excited, but they all realize like they've captured everything. Like they found out they were always on cameras because they were on remote packs.
They've outed people.
Yeah, they've outed
had
people.
Affairs.
Like all the affairs have been done. So it's really cute the way they're wrapping it up with this mockumentary style. So it was very good. And
Mockumentary.
Pam thinks Pam thought that Jim was giving up something for her, and he's like, "You're everything." And he asked the documentary company to put together a montage for her. So it was for the show that they put together a Jim and Pam montage. Oh,
Tears.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So watch that. Get ready for next week. They really went to Scranton to thank Scranton for letting them be their fake home for all these years. And Steve Carell showed up.
I heard that on the news. Somewhere
They did a
I heard
panel. They had a parade. Everybody loved it. And there's still no word on Hannibal. So Hannibal has not been canceled
What
yet.
about Bates Motel?
Bates Motel, I was on the plane last night. I haven't seen it. I'll see it tomorrow.
No, I mean, has it been canceled? Or
Already renewed.
Oh, good. Because I really like that.
Because it came on after that stupid Duck show. Remember?
Oh, Duck Dynasty,
because
yeah.
Duck Dynasty's ratings were
Number
so
one,
high
yeah.
that they carried over to Bates Hotel, and they're like, as long as we put the Duck show on, this show's a hit, so we'll keep it.
It makes me sad that something smart like Happy Endings can't make it, but fucking guys making
Right.
duck calls.
That's how you know that we are a fat, stupid nation, and I agree with Tom Ford. Barbara Walters finally, at the end of 2014, she will retire, and she's retiring. She will stay behind the camera, executive producer, but she's done being on camera, as we've all kind of known all along. And she did her announcement, and
She's going to die next week.
Probably.
Put her on that list.
on that list.
Soon
We
as
wanna
you
keep her-
soon as you
keep her
retire
kicking.
and stop working. But they did a
gonna break a
really
hip.
nice package for her when she did her goodbye on The View. They rolled a package which I wasn't expecting. I thought they were gonna, she was gonna talk, but instead they did something pre-done.
Okay.
That one, and I did not realize this. This woman has never not worked. She has had a steady job in television
50
for
years.
52 years.
Wow, I can believe that.
Steady. She left NBC for one day to go to ABC, and she's had a weekly show or a daily show on ABC since 1976. But she was on NBC from 61 until 76 when she left. She has never not worked.
wow.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't realize it was that long. I didn't realize how long she was on the Today Show, and she made them not call her a Today Show girl.
I do remember hearing that.
She's where the word co-host comes from because she didn't want to be called a Today Show girl. So that was, I mean, it's time, 50 years. Great Gatsby has a huge weekend, $51 million on a book that no one has read in 51 years.
I have it next to my bed.
Proving that Leo can do anything. And like Dion was just saying, he loved it. The critics have not been as kind to it, but the audiences have been loving it. It's Buzz Lerman. If you're not into Buzz Lerman, just stay away. You're not going to like it.
Who the hell is that?
He did the Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo
I liked
DiCaprio. He did Strictly Ballroom, which is my second favorite movie of all time, and
I should really write that kind of stuff.
Moulin Rouge.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought when I saw
Okay.
it.
He called them the Red Curtain movies. Then he made one really bad movie called Australia with Nicole Kidman and I want to say Hugh Jackman. Okay. That was not so good.
But when I saw when I've watched all the previews for The Great Gatsby, it's total Moulin Rouge. I mean, that's it. It's exactly.
And that's
except
all his
different
movies are.
time.
You always
can't wait. I
fast
can't wait.
forward somewhere. There's always a spinning camera. There's always somebody in clown makeup doing something.
Major like character piece, like timepiece costumes. I love it.
And to finish up, I think this Sunday, and I think it's called Family Tree. Speaking of documentaries,
Oh yeah, Christopher Guest
on
HBO
and Company are, instead of doing a new movie a la Waiting for Guffman or Best in Show or
God,
The
I
Mighty
love it.
Wind,
Right.
they're doing a series on HBO that absolutely all the critics are just killing themselves over how funny this is.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm in.
And it's
Family Tree.
Family
and
Tree.
Veep also. Veep is
They're killing it.
just on fire.
They are
It's another
truly
HBO
on fire.
And Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I mean, she's just getting more and more ballsy this season, and her second season being the vice president. And she just is fucking hysterical.
Yeah,
She really is
She's
funny.
just on fire.
She has great timing in anything that she
my
does.
God. When did you watch the most recent one? Have you seen it?
No, because I was away. Like
Oh,
I
okay.
missed a lot of weekend TV that I'm trying to
She
catch
gets
up on.
pissed off at that big, tall Jonah from the West Wing.
Oh,
And she
he's
is,
fantastic.
I mean, it is somebody just get off this fucking plane. And they're like moving.
Oh no, that
and-
was last week.
Oh
That's,
yeah, okay.
that's a week ago.
Oh my God! And she's like, "No, stop this goddamn plane and get off!" It
And
was
she kicks
great.
him off on the tarmac,
Like a moving plane.
And then and the whole thing is he has a parking space, but he can't drive. but he got like really good parking, and she takes it away, and he's like, I have to cancel my car. Like,
I have to cancel that reservation for the car. Or how do I return a car? I just bought it last weekend. I want to return it.
He was only learning to drive because he had such a good parking space at the White House, and she took it away
That
from
sounds
him.
like something you would do.
What channel is
I
that
mean,
that Veep on?
HBO.
But what number is it?
Oh.
Depending on what you have.
200.
Cox-
HBO is
Cox.
200.
200.
Oh, you definitely. Jason would not let you.
No, I know, because
Yeah.
he watches it. I don't watch it.
Jason would not let
'Cause
you
I
live in
wanted
a
to
home without HBO.
I wanted to cancel, and he's like, "That's the only network we pay for." He goes, "Everything else is." He got
You do. There is.
coupon.
HBO is
No,
good.
no.
I'll see if I can find it.
I cried because I had no shoes, and then I met a woman who didn't have HBO. There is no reason to ever live a day in your life without HBO.
but that's only because you watch. I don't watch TV.
I don't care. Learn. You have real time. You have real time with Bill Maher. It's one of the best talk shows
Girls,
going. It's
which I really haven't watched this
Yeah.
season, but it's on there.
True Blood, the Larry Sanders Show, Sex in the City,
Real
Six-
Sex,
6 Feet
which
Under.
can be fun when you're bored.
Yeah, Real Sex. And now they have a great show called Vice that's on there, which is
There's no
like.
sailboats involved in that either.
I mean, there may
filmed in
be.
Yeah,
Florida?
I mean,
There could
Oz is
be.
from HBO. I mean,
Was
absolutely.
6 Feet Under?
Yes,
That
6
was
Feet
HBO.
Under. Like, just the best shows on TV. Like, these
Yeah.
are the best shows on TV.
So
Like,
Nurse Jackie?
Tyler
Oh, that's
wanted to
Showtime.
know
Showtime.
about American Horror Story season 3.
Coven. It's called Coven.
Oh, yeah.
And
We're excited.
It's
Witches.
Patty LuPone.
Boom.
It's who else?
Angela Bassett.
Angela Bassett just got signed this
It
week.
talks about Kathy Bates and Jessica Lange. He has in here. Is that on
Yeah, Kathy
American
Bates. Yeah,
Horror Story 3?
yes, Kathy Bates. We discussed like a week ago that she got brought on.
Oh, okay.
And
I
Jessica
wasn't
Lange is a
listening.
recurring because it's like a repertory company now where they get new roles. It's a new storyline every season.
A
It's
new role.
Kathy Bates
A
is
new
my
role.
favorite.
But Jessica Lange is a standby. She's like a. She's
Yeah,
in
Jessica
it.
Lange will stay with it. Evan Peters, who doesn't matter how disturbed they make him, I just want to.
He's the kid.
Just want to have dirty sex with him.
Yeah.
I think he's so fucking hot, and he always plays either a serial killer or a ghost or a dead person
Ooh, I
or a
loved
mass
him in the
murderer.
first season.
And I just want to lick him while he talks. I think he's the hottest motherfucker. He is so goddamn sexy.
Hey, on a sailboat, maybe?
Would you like
Maybe,
a
if you guys are
paper,
sailing.
you need a paper towel?
I do when I watch him, and I don't know why because he's always plays such disturbed characters that you should find a test. But I'm like, okay, can I hate you while you fuck me? I mean, you know.
Would that be a grudge fuck?
It won't be different than sex I've had before.
One piece of
grudge fucking.
entertainment news that we didn't touch on just very quickly, although we talked about it beforehand, is the Angelina Jolie
Oh, yep. That's
news, which is pretty big. So she got the double mastectomy, preventative.
And already had it. That's what I thought was surprising. Was
3 months ago.
Yeah, and had
She's
the
at the
reconstructive surgery, and no one knew. But it's great that she brought it up. But it was really interesting. On KTR, I'm really a KTR junkie, and they were
I
talking
listen all the time.
Yeah, and they were talking this afternoon, Carrie and Chuck, about
how good it is for the economy.
Yeah, well, that was Mac and Gatos. Mac's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
But anyway, they were talking about, what does this mean? Why is this really such a big deal? And they're saying that, it just kind of brings it out of the shadows. Like, first of all, it enlightens women that this is something that you can do. You can get this test. This, you can be prevented. You can take preventative medicine, kind of into your own hands with this. But then on the flip side, they were saying, yeah, but not really. This is kind of just something that Angelina Jolie can do.
Right, 'cause it's not at this point. That's not covered by
It's not
insurance,
right.
So if you got $35,000 laying around, you can go.
No,
get
but
this
I mean,
done.
but this.
Or if you get the test, okay. Kelly, for example, is not, her insurance won't cover. Her mom is dealing now with breast cancer for the second go round, but because her mom doesn't have this specific gene, Kelly's not allowed to be tested for it, which I think is horseshit. Like, I feel like if your
That's wild.
mother
Yeah.
has breast cancer, her insurance won't cover the genetic test, because.
And what monetarily, what are we talking about? If
No,
you were to
and
pay
I
for it
have to
yourself,
be honest, I don't know.
But I would like if your mother
life?
has it. Why wouldn't they pay for it? Because they just assume you will have it. There's no reason to go looking.
No, it's because of the type of breast cancer that her mother has, or her mother. No, excuse me, her mother doesn't have the gene. Whatever this gene is,
Right, and now in the gene testing, and Harrison will have to come in here and say this, but because you have the gene doesn't automatically mean you're going to get cancer,
Correct.
and because you don't have
Right.
the gene
Correct.
doesn't mean you're going to stay cancer free.
Exactly.
So
Right.
that's where I think the debate lies on what do we do with this information
With that test, right.
And I
Yep.
just from I don't know, just from out of my ass. I think the more important thing would be your family history. Like what you do would be
yeah.
based on like grandmothers, mothers, aunts, Or
Yeah, but now they don't even ask that when you go in, because my mom gets checked regularly, and I have been checked since 30, even though 35 is where the typical baseline starts. But because of the family history, all three of my great aunts had breast cancer. My grandmother,
right.
and so that's telling.
Right.
Right. And I think that's when you have to.
Mom hasn't, but it's just the idea, like, that's kind of a big number of people,
And
poor people.
My cousin had it done quite a few years ago now, and it was because her sister had it and survived. Her mom died from it. Both grandmothers. No, her one grandmother is my grandmother. One grandmother died of it. One had it.
Okay.
My grandmother died of something completely different, but she was a breast cancer survivor. So it was like all through the family, and with almost all bad results.
Okay.
And all young. But now I think she's now older than all of them were when they had it and either lived or died.
Yeah, they were talking about, their KTAR poll of the day or whatever was, if you got this news, what would you do with it? Or no, would you encourage a family member who got this news to have a double mastectomy?
To go through with that.
And I go, well, shit, yes. Like, why would you ever not? Like, I'm ready to just do it now, like, just in case. Do you know what I mean? And there were some, and I think it was because there were some people on Twitter, once this came out about Angelina Jolie, that were going, man, I mean, good for you. I'm glad you're going to live, but I really miss the curves of your body.
I mean,
shut the
come
fuck
on.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, really gross.
But what good proof on her from her to be one of the most
It's just
beautiful
good that
women in the
she's-
world,
yeah.
Right.
and to be like, don't care. I have these kids,
Well,
and I want to live.
Do you know what she did? One of the things that she said, which I thought was good. Not that I can't, I genuinely can't imagine anyone in that position not wanting to go through with this because they would feel less feminine.
There are
That seems weird to me.
of narcissistic people
But
out
like,
there.
really, like you'd rather
in
be
a-
like, I want my boobs.
In
'cause
a
I-
sea of fake boobs.
Right.
yeah, that and that's one of the other things.
Like,
that
why
there was-
why all of a sudden would your set stand out?
No.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
one of my best friends, I went home a year and a half ago almost. Dana had a double mastectomy.
Yeah.
And 41, I believe, at the time, and they found it
prophylactically or because they found something?
they found something.
Okay.
They found something, and I'm going to get it wrong because it's 50-50, but they found something in her left breast, we'll say, and it wasn't in the right yet, but there was a chance because of where
Right.
it was. I don't think lymph nodey, but
And
no,
that's my
because
que-
then they went in when
Yeah.
they went in to do the double mastectomy.
Then they look at lymph
checked
nodes.
the lymph nodes.
Yeah. Because once it hits the
Right.
lymph nodes, then you're at a whole different.
Yeah, because it
Right.
can go anywhere.
And my
I would-
question is like, what stops the metastasizing? What keeps it if it's,
I would just do it
you
in
know
a
what I mean?
heartbeat.
I don't know enough about like the specific types of cancer and where they go. Like, or, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, Angelina Jolie made a comment about how she feels like this has just enhanced her femininity because it's given her this power over her body and this
Right.
thing that could have gone wrong. And she's like taken this power of her own body, taken power of her,
Yeah.
in charge of
And
her
I
own
get
body.
that. I
And
just
she
worry, like-
feels feminine and strong.
can't you
and
still get something else? Like, I'm like, I mean, it's
You
a
could.
big
There's any
step.
number of things you could get.
Oh, no.
If
But
you're
I
singing,
mean,
you get hit by a bus.
Right. But I mean, like, cancer-wise, like, just because like Rod Roddy, who was the announcer from
The Price is Right.
The Price is Right,
Oh,
died
sure.
of breast cancer.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? If
yes,
men,
oh yeah.
Men-
So
right.
that's why I just have all these questions. Like,
So you get rid of all of this.
Right. I think that
like,
when
is
you're
it
a
the-
woman,
is the cell specific to that tissue
I
that
think
it makes it different from? Yeah,
sometimes,
that's why I
yeah.
don't know. Like, is cancer? Are they different? I just really don't know that much.
And why are there
about
so
it.
many or so few
right.
cases heard about of male breast cancer? Is it because it's so more
Does
taboo?
it does it need the specific tissue? No,
Should-
it is more rare.
yeah.
But
Sure.
I just wonder that, like, what's
You were talking about people who have these done in preventative ways. Did you say you did or didn't catch The View today, Al?
I did.
You did. So Barbara Walters said that her sister she died of ovarian cancer. So Barbara had her own ovaries removed.
Right.
Well, shit.
Which is a slightly different, and she said it on there. You can't see them.
Right.
She had no longer had a wish for children. It's part of a hysterectomy. I mean,
Right.
it's still a giant procedure. It's a big deal. It sounds like she had it quite a
Emotionally,
while ago.
physically, all of
Emotionally,
it.
Yeah,
physical.
it sounded like she had it a long time ago. Is what it
Yeah.
sounded
So
like.
I mean, it just to me, it's like, well, I don't know. I mean, there's so much stuff that the genetics, like, we'll bring it back. Donna Summer, whole family with ovarian cancer. When they said she died of cancer, I was expecting to hear ovarian
I remember
because she
saying
lost
that.
her mom and
Yeah.
a couple sisters, and she had lung cancer.
Who'd have
You know,
thought?
As a non-smoker.
And when she smoked once in like 78, there's a
Yeah.
picture of her sitting at a mixing board.
Oh, I think she was just part of the everybody smokes crowd.
At that
Sure.
point.
She lived in Europe for
holding
so
it.
long.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I don't
There's
think they
that.
let you into Europe without a cigarette.
I couldn't. Or a Jerry Lewis movie. It's the show. It's the end of hour 2. Hour 3's coming up. We still have some sports news to get to. The Death Watch, Thoughtful Vulgarity, and the other game we're trying to play of Would You Rather? Because I'm sure you would. It's the show. It's Q Talk America. We'll be back right after this with hour 3.
You've been listening to the show on Q Talk America. This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's the show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Well, good evening once again. It's hour 3. This is the show with Clayton McKee. That is me. Thank you for being here. We are here live from Phoenix, Arizona, from the Q Talk America Plaza Studios Extraordinaire. I keep adding more words to it just to make it more grand and better than it is. It's fantastic, though. Except it's getting warm in Phoenix. I'm here in studio with Katy, June, Marnie, Ryer, and Al Perkins. We do this every Tuesday night, so thank you for joining us. If you're listening on our live audio stream or watching us on our live video stream, or if by chance you listen to us on our rebroadcast, you can download us. There's so many ways to suffer through this show.
Yeah.
Many, many, many ways. Our drinking word for tonight is Draconian. So if you hear us say that, if you're having a beverage at home,
Right, because Angelina Jolie has taken draconian measures
oh,
to prevent breast
that's
cancer.
good. I'm going to have a
good.
little sip of my
Very good.
Crown and Diet.
Cheers.
Very nicely done.
Thank you.
Oh, heaven's
It's a
sakes.
fun little word.
It is, and you don't get to use it very often. Mostly, it seems like it's always used in the political realm.
Budget cuts.
But yeah,
Are
yes.
Budget-
almost always draconian.
Draconian.
Yeah,
They're
draconian
always.
cuts.
We're going back in time. There's not going to be any more indoor plumbing or all these other things that these stupid people say.
Streets
on
are
there.
going away.
Right.
So, and because our listeners or viewers or however you self-identify can't see our chat room, so Harrison has the theory of why women get breast cancer is because we shave our armpits, and that allows the heavy metals from deodorant to get into our nodes.
That's interesting.
I've never
But
heard
European women get breast cancer too, right?
But I stopped using that, Harrison, deodorant and antiperspirant, and now I'm stinky and
Gluten-free.
sweaty.
She's
I'm gluten free and I'm kind of smelly and I'm definitely sweaty. But
Wow.
hopefully I won't die of any
Yeah.
of those.
Thank God
things.
Now, I had heard the metal story for Alzheimer's that supposedly the aluminum and antiperspirants are leading to more cases of Alzheimer's.
Well,
I don't know if that's
shit.
true, but it's
Good
something
thing
I
I'm
heard.
not using any of it anymore.
Isn't it everything? I mean, like at some point,
Right.
like you can't drink milk or you shouldn't have ice cream.
It's
or
literally
The-
everything.
we have to go to the
Seriously.
one of the smartest movies ever made, Lily Tomlin and the Incredible Shrinking Woman,
Sure.
and all the different
God,
products
yeah.
combining as to why she shrunk.
Why she shrunk?
And it goes through all the things in her house. I mean, that's what I believe it is. It's so environmental. You never know what's going to finally ring your bell.
Sure, absolutely. And it'll be the bus. Like I would get rid of everything and then be hit by a bus and be like,
Right.
Son of a bitch.
Be
Yeah.
singing in the street. You'd be
She
singing
lived
in the
such
street.
a clean, gluten-free life, and
Well, I mean,
damn it,
the-
she's
the-
gone too soon.
The Phoenix family, River Phoenix,
Was she on
Wind
the
Phoenix,
list?
Rain
Yeah.
Phoenix. You know, they were vegans before it was cool. They were the vegetarian diets, all this healthy living. And then River Phoenix dies outside of the Viper because of mixing two different drugs.
Sure.
Okay, so you were worried about animal fats,
Yeah,
but you were
but you were
willing to
shooting
mix
up heroin.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
Well, it was natural.
It's of course it was. All right, it's the beginning of hour 3. We've got a lot to cover yet in the next 60 minutes. That's usually an hour, isn't it? But let's kick this off this hour with Katy, June, and some sports.
Chugga-lugga.
Well, how come it's not playing? There we go. Try this.
Gay marriage in Minnesota's big news for one Ling superstar. The Bruins, big win in Boston. The Miami Heat is about to heat up the Bulls at home. Tiger Woods might be a scumbag, and tennis goes gay. This and more.
In sports.
Ladies tennis already went.
dun, dun.
Okay, did anybody see every time she said in sport? Like
I
she,
gotta like do this.
Yeah.
She had a double
She
D.
had this,
And
yeah.
double D.
Boom. Yeah, I'd be like, I'm gonna get in it. So Minnesota's gay marriage, legal gay marriage, is big news for a lot of people, a lot of Minnesotans, but in particular, their WNBA Minnesota Lynx star Simone Augustus. She claims, or she calls Minnesota her adopted state, as she's played there for a number of years, and she might get that Minnesota wedding after all.
Oh.
She's been planning to marry her fiance, Latanya Varnier.
Now, these sound
Lavagna's
like-
her sister.
These sound like black women to me.
Well, if the shoe fits. Maybe.
Spatula Jean.
If the name fits.
Larangelo.
Yeah.
Lamangelo.
Longinus.
One of the only
Again,
fun.
sounding racist on
Yeah.
this show.
Not even a little bit.
One
My
of the
bad.
funniest things, but it was so true about the Cleveland thing with the girls being
Yeah.
missing, was somebody said they have Amber Alerts, not Shaniqua Alerts.
Oh.
It's really sad. And
Oh
makes
my
it bad.
God.
Because clearly,
That's
as you watch,
terrible.
no, but think about it, it's true. Like they're always
Well,
white
they
girls
pointed
missing.
they pointed that out with that Jesse
Shockley.
Shockley
Yeah.
here. They on the View. They
they
pointed
were
that out.
so
but they
sad.
were saying that this is that
but-
that
oh, that's
area was
awful.
clearly so low rent and so
Sure.
so
They kind of just
in
ignored
the
it.
poverty line that they, if that was a rich white suburb, would they have gone house to house? and
Okay, so
searched?
back to
Go
black
ahead, I'm sorry.
lesbians.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I was just trying to make up for your racist comment. I was just trying to.
Back that truck up.
We hold no prisoners on this show.
Well, these black lesbians are really super excited.
We call them the BLs.
She wasn't sure that it would ever become legal, although she's been planning to marry her fiance, so clearly they've been engaged. She's just very excited to see so many people supporting it. Back with Lynx now this last Friday after her off season in Russia. She's been a vocal supporter of the legislation and spoke out forcefully last year in a proposed amendment to the state's constitution that would have banned gay marriage. So Minnesota, happy to have Simone Augustus in their corner, a great athlete. She brought them the WNBA championship, and she's apparently also helped to bring them gay marriage.
And I love the name Simone. I think it's such a pretty name.
She's
Simone.
a
Simone.
fucking Hulk. She is a Hulk. She was there. I believe she was the number one draft pick when they picked her up. They had gone from the bottom to the top when they got her. She's pretty incredible.
That's a beautiful.
She's a top?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Going back to the gay marriage in Minneapolis, oddly, Buddy Early just posted a beautiful picture of a bridge. I'm guessing in the I-35 West Bridge. It's all lit up in
Which, keep in mind, I believe is the one that fell.
Oh, they just rebuilt it.
I believe that's
think
the
That's
right
the
one.
big gay
you're right.
bridge.
Yeah,
I think you're
Well,
right.
and I think that's what
We can
they
rebuild
did.
it. We can make it stronger.
Yeah. 'Cause
it
we
looks-
can make it gay.
It looks very new.
Yeah, but I'm there are obviously a lot of bridges.
No, but I think
from
you're
St.
right.
Paul to Minneapolis, but I think that is
It's a land of
that's what that-
1,000 lakes.
That's
I'm sure
true.
just as many bridges.
and just a few weirdos.
And from Minnesota to Boston, we're very excited about the Bruins. And by we, I mean our photographer tonight, Fernando.
Yes.
Thanks for this. I'm not a hockey fan. So while I saw people getting crazy about hockey, I kind of turned a blind eye until I heard this from Fernando tonight. The Boston Bruins turned back Toronto's comeback with a rally of their own, trailing by 3 goals in the third period and still by 2 with less than 90 seconds left in their entire season. The Bruins scored twice in a span of 31 seconds.
That's huge in hockey.
Humongous. To tie it, and then eliminated the Toronto Maple Leafs with an overtime win of 5-4 in Game 7 on Monday night.
Wow.
So, yeah, so they now advance to, they're not in, this is, okay, see, when I heard that, I'm like, oh my God, this is huge. It's a big, they won everything. They won hockey. That's not true. They won the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, and it's early May. Hockey goes till late summer and starts again in later summer.
Yeah, right. It's like baseball season. as far as I'm
Hockey doesn't
concerned.
fucking end,
know.
and that's why I hate hockey. Because
Same
these
with
games go on and
baseball.
on.
You're supposed to be like a huge fan. I mean, by regionally, you're supposed
Yes,
to be like
in
the
theory.
biggest
And
fan.
I was at a bonfire Thursday night with nieces and nephews and cousins. We're all sitting around the fire, and like a heated debate went on between a nephew and a couple cousins about who is the best hockey player, and then like the reasons for it were like, I mean, it was worse than me with Broadway.
Yeah.
They were
that's
so like
not possible.
inside baseball that I was like, I have to go home. Like, you guys are literally killing me with this talk.
Kelly's cousins who live in Buffalo started a company where they make what's the Buffalo team? The Buffalo
Sabres.
Thank you. They make shirts and gear, and they run a company just making gear just for the hockey team. And thank you also for the lovely package of Sabres gear we got when Palmer was born, because that is what we need here in Phoenix is a bunch of Buffalo Sabres. I mean, it's very cute though.
And they're as nuts as everybody is about the Bills. That kind of waxes and wanes.
Yeah.
The Sabres thing.
Oh my God.
When Cheers was in the bottom, they would take off episodes of Cheers to play hockey. That's why I hate hockey, was because they would take Cheers off.
Cheers.
When I was the only person watching Cheers, they kept not showing it on Channel 2. And it used to piss me off. And it goes on, and they don't mean anything. They play so many games. And it's not as bad as soccer, where no one scores.
Right.
Because soccer is always
I can get really into soccer.
But
I can enjoy it.
But it's always like 0-1, and you've been playing for 7 years, and you're in your fifth overtime for
like
one
so
goddamn
close,
goal.
like,
it is so close.
playing
I know.
soccer.
I always
loved
thought
everything
soccer
about it.
players were sexy.
Hockey,
Thank you. I was.
Hockey players
Hockey
are not
doesn't
sexy.
even have that.
They're
Yeah.
under so much clothes, and they are very
yeah,
athletic.
right.
But
And it's
you have
cold
to wait
in there.
till later
No
to
thanks.
find out.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go to a game where it's
What
cold.
do you give a shit?
I'm completely with Katie on that one. Yeah,
What's
it's
that?
cold. It's
Just
cold.
cold in
Oh,
there.
it's miserable.
Yeah.
But the only way to see it is live. On TV, it sucks until they lit up the puck, and that was entertaining
Right, that
for
was
like
kinda
three games.
Yeah.
But live, it's a very fast sport.
So
and if
I
they
hear.
did score,
And a lot of hits.
yeah, and that's why,
That's
because
kinda fun.
they're fighting. It's like
It's
going
kind of
to-
like cage fighting.
I was
on
going to say
ice.
cage fighting. That's what I was
It's
just
like
going
going
to
to
say.
NASCAR to watch people make left-hand turns. No, you're going to NASCAR to watch cars crash. You're going to hockey to watch people fight
Right.
and lose teeth and horrible things to happen.
Sure.
I would go to NASCAR just to see if it was really like the movie Cars.
Oh, have you never been to a race?
No, I have no
Oh,
desire.
and I work for Taco Bell. We were
I have no desire.
Mission Tortillas and Taco Bell were sponsors of NASCAR at PIR, and my boss had a giant heart on for NASCAR, and we had to go and like do functions all the time.
Yeah, I have no
Shoot me.
desire. No desire to go.
Shoot me.
I can't erase those memories.
Can't
sorry.
I
Can't
see
get that time back.
Katie, continue on with
So
your.
we're talking about basketball now.
Oh, we've
and
moved on.
We're
Next
talking
caller.
about the NBA.
That's the one with the orange ball.
I've seen those.
It is.
I just wanted to make sure.
And the Bulls and the Heat have been in a series that is winning. That they're going for the. I realize that this is about the most janky, like half-assed sports
Segment
good.
ever.
segment
You're good.
because I just don't like. I'm excited about lesbian basketballers or black lesbian basketballers, but
Only.
I don't. Right. Okay, so
The big
they are
black-
in
the
the
big
East.
black
They're
guys
in the
show.
Eastern Conference Finals for
Yeah.
basketball.
Yep.
Also,
Okay.
yeah. Okay,
Because
so
that goes till June.
yeah, I know that goes into the summer, and I only know that because actually it can go into July. Because when the Bulls and the Phoenix Suns were playing in the finals, it was actually in July, over the 4th of July, because I was in Illinois. So we're from Illinois. We were a Phoenix family in Illinois. We were I think I shared this before. We were the only family rooting for the Phoenix Suns and amidst all the Bulls fans, and that was 4th of July, and they lost.
The only white family in the
That was
entire
back in like
arena.
94, 90, somewhere in there.
I want to say 93.
in that
They were
range.
big.
Yeah,
Because that's when they were
Yeah,
really big.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it was 94.
Tom
That's
Yeah.
when I moved here because they were like the whole fucking city was painted
Yeah, I think
purple for
90,
them.
93, 94, but I think 94. I think you're right. So anyhow, it's kind of exciting, and the only reason that I really cared about this story is because the Bulls were back in it, playing the Miami Heat, and the Bulls were winning, and everyone was feeling great about it, and then they just tanked, and they sucked it up. And Dwayne Wade is and LeBron James playing for the Heat. They were able to come back against a not stellar Bulls team that hasn't been doing very well, and now the Bulls are knocked out of it again. Makes me sad. I just want to see the Bulls do well. I have no tie to them whatsoever. I could give two shits, except that I'm from that area.
Right.
So like it's good to see them doing well again.
There was a picture, oddly enough, I saw today as I was going through different headlines. There was a picture of, what's his name, Dwayne Wayne?
Wade.
Dwayne Wade. Sounds like a guy from what's that show?
What's happening?
That spin-off from the Cosby Show.
A different world.
Different world.
World.
It does, yeah.
You're right.
He
You're
dated
exactly right.
Jasmine, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There was a picture of him, I guess, coming through an airport, and he's got to get some guy with him who carries his bag, and he's there like in his suit, but the slacks are like capri pants.
Oh,
They look
yes.
completely stupid. I'm
He's
like,
a
what
cool
are
kid,
you? What are you
apparently.
wearing? Well, are those
They were
Abercrombie
Abercrombie
and
and
Fitch?
wearing-
Sure, if you
Yeah,
have a
he's allowed.
penis and
Yeah.
capri pants,
Those
something's
were,
gone wrong.
Those were Tom Ford.
I don't know what they were, but
Capri
he looked
pants
for
sound
Gucci.
so
Big-
much more
big
like
black
Tom
guy,
Ford.
like all suit, tie, everything up here, and then he gets into these capri pants ended on his calves. I'm like, that looks stupid.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
so remember the guy, the boy
Oh,
band kid?
yes,
had
Lance
the
Bass.
had the sleeves rolled up on his suit.
right.
and
I
he was
looked at
wearing
him
last
capri
week. He was
pants
ugly.
and-
It was bad.
oh.
Yeah. I remember you talked about that.
Tiger Woods might be a scumbag.
I
We
heard
all
this story
know-
today. I
Yeah,
heard
we
this.
all know that he sucks balls.
Not literal-
no,
well-
excuse me. I was gonna say sucks.
He shanks
yes,
balls,
he
but-
shanks his own balls into lots of different
Text
water
messages.
traps, sand traps.
Depending on the day.
Right.
Yeah.
But now he's not in hot water. This says he longs for the days when all anyone talked about was him being late to tournaments and kind of just being an overall schmuck. Because now he has just won the Players' Championship.
And I watched
Oh.
all of the last day.
I'm sure. I actually watched some of it while I was at the gym because there was nothing else on.
All
You sent me a text.
of the last day.
Golf has started. Vacation is over. That's what he sent me.
All.
But
Hey,
he
Al,
has
did you watch
had.
all of the last day?
All.
Oh.
Now he won.
Draconian.
It was Draconian.
Oh my! I'm not.
But then they wanted to turn it off. So I'm like, I started on like hole 2. Then I sat down and it was just on the TV and I'm like, oh wow, golf is on. And then I sat there and I was doing other things, but I was kind of watching and I knew that it was going to be conversation later. And since I'd failed at the hockey conversation, I thought, all right, I'm going to pay attention to
Right.
this.
Have something to contribute.
I thought it was going to end like any other sport, 90 minutes to 2 hours later. We were like 5 hours later.
Oh, yeah.
It's still going. We're on
God.
hole 16.
Oh, yeah.
And somebody goes to change the channel. I'm like, I will break your fucking fingers if I have
I
invested
suffered, right.
6 hours of my life
And there's
eating
2
cheese
holes
and crackers
left.
watching this shit. We are going to watch this thing fucking end if
Oh,
it
yeah.
comes down to a gun battle.
Well, the way that my dad watches golf, and I love it, is like it's like all Saturday or all Sunday, right? So he flips it on in the morning, and then he like watches it for a little bit, and then he gets up and goes outside to mow the lawn, goes back
Nothing
to
happens.
has a couple beers, falls asleep on the couch, wakes up, still happening. Like
Yeah.
he'll go upstairs and grill some burgers, comes back down, still happening. And so it's like he keeps it on the TV in the basement all goddamn day.
Like
And
a painting.
don't you dare change the channel because he is watching that, but it's up and down, and he's doing activities, and he's going for a walk.
I
and
do that
he's-
with
yeah.
CNN. I'll leave CNN in all day. Every time I come through the house or something, I get a little clip of this, a clip of that, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm doing this, building this, fixing vacuums or whatever the fuck, lawnmowers.
And oddly,
Yeah.
it's the same thing because the same fucking thing is being said on CNN every
True.
time
Yes.
you walk through.
True.
As
Right.
happens
True.
in
True.
golf.
Well, and I was actually glad
I mean, really.
for the Players Championship on it because I was at the gym this weekend and I'm listening to my headphones. I need music to run on the treadmill, and it was great to just have that on the screen. Just something to look at that I
Yeah.
didn't have to pay attention to, so it can be good.
Yeah.
It has its good moments.
because with golf, it's like you're just watching scenery.
And now,
Exactly.
remember
Like
this?
National Geographic.
Hey, do you remember the skier with the horrible video a couple of months ago of the skier that broke her leg on the mountain
that
in
Lindsey
Austria?
Vonn?
Lindsey Vonn.
That's who he's dating now. He sent the
Oh.
private airplane for her.
Yeah.
They needed her
That
to get
video was so heinous.
so scary. So they needed her to. They needed her out of that country, and I can't remember. It wasn't maybe not the U.S., but they needed her at another hospital. And now they're dating. But he sent his private jet to get her. Like,
Yeah.
from what I understand, they were not doing it the nasty yet. But so I mean, he's not a. And that's my whole thing with this. The whole Michael Vick and Tiger Woods, like. All right, so he fucked around a little. He's not the worst human in
Ever.
the world.
No,
like,
right.
He just sent some dirty text and a picture of his penis to somebody or something. Like, this is
Lots
not,
of
this is
dirty
not
checks.
The,
He cheated with
Well,
about
Brett Favre.
14 to 15
Right.
women.
I mean, really.
still.
lots of
He
cheating.
didn't kidnap 3 girls and trap them in the basement.
This
I
is
mean,
very
some
true.
But-
perspective.
His name is Woods,
And
not Castro.
last time I checked, didn't affect any of our lives.
That's
No.
actually very
So
true.
it's okay
But
with
I
me.
mean, you watch people watch these sports, and they're just like, "Oh my god, he's such a scum." He seems like a very pleasant human. I'm not fucking him. I don't have any vested interest.
Oh, but
in him.
you would.
Yeah.
He did
You would.
this
He's got both
black-
arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black in both arms.
This Players Championship was his 4th win of the year. So,
Which
you know,
is a
he had
big
taken
deal.
a big dip
Yeah.
and he
And
was
he's
not
back.
winning. So he's coming back. So maybe
And
Lindsay.
And he's very douchey. He's very douchey on the
A
course.
new hot blonde on his arm must be a good thing for
And
him.
I heard that they said, though it's not the biggest title to win, I guess the cash was pretty goddamn good.
The
Like
cash is
1.4
good.
million,
Yeah.
1.6
but
million.
the title itself wasn't like, oh, you won the
Because
Masters.
it's a target. I heard those the whole.
I know. The Crystal Trophy is good, which he was apparently able to rub in the face of Sergio Garcia.
Because he fell apart.
They were having-
the last three
yeah.
holes,
Yes.
they were battling it out, and he fell apart in the last three holes. Times in the water. In the drink.
Swings, hits, balls.
I am so glad you're
right
the
now.
sports person.
Awesome.
Swings,
No, but he
balls.
went into the water
in the water
times.
three
In the-
times
Yes.
in a row.
And then the next hole, he did it even worse.
it was really bad.
That was my
And
new favorite.
You know what it was? It was a quadruple bogey.
It was Draconian.
Oh.
It was a draconian bogey.
But and my sister's boyfriend wants to be a pro golfer
Okay.
and do some and run like a golf academy
Sure,
or a
like-
golf drag school. I don't know what the hell.
So he wants to be a golf pro.
And my
He
brother
wants to be a golf pro, not a
Sure.
pro
I love a show called Golf
and
Race.
my brother-in-law's
Sweet God, I love
Yeah.
golf drag school. I'm
But my
so
brother-in-law's
happy.
greatest joy in life is golf. So I want to try to be interested because that is the only thing he really does for fun is golf.
Sure.
So
they used to have a program at ASU, golf management.
yeah, and that's what he wants to go for, golf management.
Well, I know someone that
He wants to
graduated.
manage a
and
golf course,
He's
yeah.
like got a tan and wears polos, and he's like
Nothing wrong with
cute.
that.
He's cute, young guy working
You
at
get
a
to
golf
wear like
course.
pink
Does he
shirts
wear
with matching
Abercrombie?
shoes.
I don't. I think
Probably.
Could be.
Abercrombie sponsors.
Because I think my thought is if I pretend to be interested on TV once a year, you will never ask me to go to the golf course in person.
Right, which could be fun
Oh,
actually.
well-
at
No,
the
it would
Waste
be like
Management
eating
Open.
olives.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, but you would have to go
The
to
Waste
each-
Management Open is like a fun party.
It is, but if he's going with someone who loves golf, like they'd have to follow whatever golfer, and they would have to hold. No,
I would do that. I want to take golf lessons.
Only if they had a beer cart.
Anyway,
They
I
do.
was-
Give me
They
the
do.
give me the golf
When
cart.
I worked at Hilton, I was
No,
I was
I
your
know,
golf
but
cart
I don't
girl.
know during
Golf cart
these
girl.
big soirees if
Co-host.
they have them.
I wouldn't go to your wedding if there was no liquor, let alone a golf cart or a golf course.
And God knows there's
What's it called?
Or a pro
no
golfer.
funeral is happening without booze. We know
Or a
that.
drug. Oh shit.
was
Well,
established.
we're happy that Tiger is doing all right. This other guy, Sergio, not so happy. They were like bitching about. They were like bitchy little boys on a school.
I am so ready. I am
yard.
so
They
ready
were-
for this story. I can't even tell you because they were paired up on round 2 or whatever. I think they do 3 rounds. It takes 3 fucking days. 3 days.
36 holes.
Day 2,
I'd
he
be
was
just
paired
asleep.
with Sergio.
Yeah.
And I guess he went into the rough and he was choosing what club he was going to use. Sergio went to tee off just as Tiger pulled out his wood. And it really was some kind of a wood.
So many levels. That was
Right.
pretty good.
So he pulled it out, and the crowd cheered his choice, just as the other guy was teeing
Garcia
off.
is suggesting that he was purposely trying to distract him.
Right.
Woods is saying, "You're just a whiny crybaby. Get over it. I'm better than you." I mean, it is.
Well,
it has just.
the other thing that came out of that story was Woods was quoted as saying that the marshals told him that he had already shot. It was okay to select his club, and he was in the clear. Then the marshals come out and go, "No, we never
never said
talked to
that."
him.
Yeah.
We know better than to talk
Oh,
to him.
and-
we just wrangled the
and
crowd."
that's where they're saying that his ethics are now in question in the sport of golf. Is he
Yeah,
being
whatever.
unethical
Right,
because
and
he's
then
lying?
Then the other guy
and-
fell apart and just hit it into the water 3 times, so it didn't really matter. But
It's
because
such a. It is like the most whiny frat boy
Right.
bullshit.
That's exactly what that sounded
argument.
like. It
Yeah.
sounded right.
because I love all things high definition and like how are you getting that shot? So like the lady holds up her arms, or the golf human holds up their arms like this to say, "All quiet, we're teeing off,"
Yeah.
and then her arms go down, but they try to keep her out of the shot. So usually it's like a cover shot that shows her, and then they have the little high def camera hidden in the sand trap, so you can see it hitting out of the rough, and you get the big sand splash from like where they have. So the camera angles and all that stuff were pretty fucking
Yeah,
cool.
it's cool.
And then they had like an airplane following the ball, and then people are like, "Oh, good shot! You can see sky, and a white ball." And people
and
are like,
kind of
"Oh,
you can't find the ball.
No,
After
no.
a while, you're like,
But it's a close up of the ball
in the sky.
so
yeah.
you can't see
Where
a
it's
tree or the earth. No geographical
It's just the ball
landmarks.
through blue sky.
It's just
That's
a
funny.
white ball flying through a blue sky. And people are like, "Oh, that's a great shot." Based on what?
I've never understood
I just
this.
spit everywhere.
Never have understood this because the people that are the commentators are not at each hole.
No.
So they are saying, and now in the.
Right.
and the 18th will.
And you know why they talk
Here
that
we-
softly?
now I have no
so they don't
fucking
wake you up
clue.
when you're at home.
Oh,
They're 2 miles away.
Draconian answer.
They're 2 miles
Yeah.
away in a production truck.
I don't
They're in
know.
a bar somewhere.
do you
Guys, was
love?
the Mexican and the black guy?
Again with race.
I do love their quiet
This is
I know,
voices.
white people.
but I
It's
don't
pretty
understand.
obvious when a
Could the
black
peanut
guy
gallery?
makes
It,
stuff.
I
their
do love how
their
quiet they
voices
talk.
remind me of the gals on Saturday
Sweaty
Night Live.
balls.
Sweaty balls.
Totally.
Isn't that fabulous?
Shreddy, would you like to
Shreddy
taste
ball.
my dusty muffin?
Leave my
I was
dusty
thinking
muffin
we
out of
might do a
this.
whole show.
I'd prefer we don't talk about my dusty muffin. Thank
My
you. though.
dusty muffin's quite dusty.
Yeah. Again.
Let's leave it on the shelf.
Oh,
Exactly.
did you make it with the
Now
cherry?
what about your
No, I
shreddy
lost my
balls?
cherry years ago.
Is my car going to get towed from
No.
that empty lot 2 doors down?
I don't know.
We don't know.
No, I'm not sure.
We'll find
We
out.
can.
We'll be back right after this from
Someone could go
Toe
check.
City.
I enjoyed yours. I was so ready, unnecessarily prepared for your sports
Yeah, you
segment.
were. I like it. The last thing, tennis goes gay. Federer and Murray. Okay, so we've got some tennis players. Oh, hey. Sorry. My computer's
are-
spazzing a little bit.
Those are tennis
I think it's
references.
operator error, Katie. I
I
think
know it could be.
you're hopped
No,
up on
it's-
gluten.
No, she's not.
I'm not.
Oh, you didn't have any?
I'm hopped up on
No
Marnie's
Clusters.
crack clusters.
Oh, those were good. Those were good. I agree.
Seriously.
That was
so
good.
Roger
I make
Federer
my own granola.
There's no sugar in it.
and Andy Murray believed that there would be no problem if a men's tennis player were to come out as gay. The second and third ranked players were asked about the possibility Sunday of the Italian at the Italian Open after NBA veteran Jason Collins recently came out. What they would think if a tennis player came out. I don't think it would be a problem. We're very relaxed. We don't play a team sport and see each other all the time. We're very open.
They're separated by a fucking net.
I
They
know.
don't touch you. There's no, yeah, of course. they're
Right.
not.
Whatever happens, happens. And I don't know if there are any gay players. So far, from what I've heard, no, but that could change just because of the case in the NBA.
Billie Jean King.
And over the
Martina
years, yeah,
Navratilova.
we've had
Like,
great
really?
tennis players.
No current players. Is that what they're trying to
What
say?
I actually think is really funny is that so
Elton
they
John.
talk about no gay players in major sports, and then Jason Collins comes out and it's a big deal. So then it's like some random like straight tennis players are like, well, we don't care, come out in tennis, we don't
Yeah.
care. Like, it's actually not about you guys right this second,
Right.
and
Right.
we're not when we talk about major
Don't
sports.
forget about tennis. That's what that sounds like. Just
Not-
don't.
I know. They're not talking about you, tennis,
Right.
but they're like, we're over here.
Right,
We're
that's
over
what that
here.
sounds
We love
like.
gays.
Pay-
Yeah.
Pay attention to us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But go them. They love gays and they don't care.
Speaking of him coming out, though, there was a news thing. It was on NBC Nightly News. Brian Williams. I watch it every
God bless him.
They actually showed, and he was I want to say a black baseball player in 76, 77, 78, somewhere in there.
Reggie Jackson.
No, it wasn't Reggie Jackson. But he was an openly, like, he never announced to the world, but he was openly gay. Everybody knew about it. But it just, none of the media ever picked it up and ran with it because it's like nobody cared. Like,
Sure.
but it's like he was a active.
I'm gonna Google it.
An active MLB player at the time. This is, I think it's in the mid 70s.
Yeah, no, you're right. I read something about it, but I.
And now, what's the douchebag's name? The tennis player.
Draconian man.
The Draconian man. He just put out a new book on his life.
And he about get Chris Everett pregnant.
He got and like
Yes. Who? Oh fuck. What's his name?
And he's the famous.
What's his face with the
John-
long
Is it
hair?
Connors?
Jimmy
Jimmy
Connors?
Connors.
Jimmy Connors.
Jimmy
He
Connors.
got Everett pregnant.
Got Everett pregnant and let her make the decision on what to do about the pregnancy. And I
Right.
guess, well, I believe she didn't continue on with that pregnancy.
Right.
But that he put it in his
yeah.
book.
Yeah.
Listen to this. In the Atlantic, actually, Jason Collins isn't the first openly gay man in a major pro sport. Major League Baseball player Glenn Burke was comfortably out to his teammates and friends in 1976.
Got it.
But back then, it was the press that wasn't ready and didn't care.
Yeah.
Nope.
Interesting. He played for the Baltimore Ravens. Oh, no. Sorry, that's Brandon. I am Badejo. That is not a baseball
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
I'm like,
That
that's
was-
different.
The Oreos aren't.
They did a story about this Justin Fashanu. I believe I'm pronouncing that close.
Fashionista.
Right. It says 15 years before Jason Collins took his groundbreaking steps out of the closet and into American sports history, a 37-year-old man named Justin Fashanu walked into a London storage unit and took his own life. And it was when I read this story, it was to go hand in hand with that thing that we did with the clip of the guy from New Zealand.
Right.
Anyway, he was a professional soccer player, and he was the Collins of his time. in coming out. He revealed his homosexuality midway through a career that flirted with stardom and then ended in tragedy. It was I guess a pretty big deal. It says, while Collins has rightly been lauded for his bravery after the revelation this week, this fashion news sexuality made him a target in a sport that still does a shockingly poor job at tolerance. His own coaches spat homophobic epithets in his direction. His teammates made cruel and insulting attempts at humor.
Some were draconian.
Very draconian.
Right.
Opposition fans concocted vile songs and chants. Even his own brothers spoke out against him. So it was really kind of this intense thing. But the reason that I was going to tell the story wasn't for the kind of intense stuff about it.
How light it was?
How light it was. But to just show the difference of 15 years.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's really not that long of a period of time for things to get
Pre-Will and Grace.
yeah,
That's all I got.
right?
And I'm sorry, Glenn Burke played for the Dodgers.
Dodgers.
The Dodgers. But it is the Baltimore Orioles, right? Isn't that the baseball
Sounds
team?
right.
Baseball, yeah.
Sounds
Yes.
right.
Yes.
Got it. I would like to just you're done?
All done.
You're done with that? That's sports with Katie. I would like to give a shout out not only to the people listening to us live right now on our audio stream only from the United States, but I would like to also give a shout out to whoever is listening in Egypt, France, and Puerto Rico.
How draconian.
And at this time, it's time for Celebrity Death Watch.
Dr. Who's dead? People are dying all over the place, just not on our list.
No.
Dr. Joyce Brothers, who I was really searching for how to describe her to people who may not be familiar with the 70s, and I remembered it's just Dr. Phil
Yeah.
Only in female.
30 years ago. And I think
Without
smarter.
a southern accent.
What I didn't know about her was that I heard that she actually, how she came to fame was she was a contestant on the $64,000 question, and she kept answering things. I honestly think it was about boxing, and like she knew everything. And there was a brief scandal about how the producers had given her all of the information.
Okay.
It was never
The quiz show scandal. She was part of that quiz
Okay.
show scandals, but she really did know all that. And then the reason, now that you say that, I remembered all this. The reason was something fabulous. Like she was a woman who really liked the sport of boxing. She wasn't given any of the answers. She did know it, and because she left untarnished, she was on Phil Donahue and Merv Griffin. She was just always on. And I think it was Dion who said that he first heard about homosexuality through her on TV, and one of the reasons that he kind of like stayed on the even keel of like being okay with homosexuality is because he remembered Dr. Joyce Brothers saying something kind of positive about it.
it's fine.
I'm thinking that you're not going to hear that from a lot of people. Yeah. That's the reason that they stayed on an even keel.
Right.
Yeah.
Dr. Joyce Brothers.
Right.
With a lot of
but that's
liquor. It is
cool.
Dion.
Well,
So
there you have it. Okay.
I'm allowed to say that because I served him most of it.
No, there's that.
Draconian touche.
Yeah. But on our death den, where you are guaranteed a long
frankly,
and
Right.
happy life.
If you're on our list, you're not dying.
I think we should do that thing that you did for Katie June and that you had me do with get out of my car with say my name, and if we put it up there, then they live. And that
clearly
should be,
that's happening.
That could be part of our
Trailer
our
just
death
lost.
den.
We're taking Trailer Swift off just as
Just
a
to test a theory.
preemptive strike.
Yeah. Testing a theory. Yeah, let's test that theory.
So
I don't know
now
what to
I
do. with it.
heard that Nancy Reagan looked really bad.
She does. I saw a shot of her in a wheelchair, and I was like, "Holy Christ!" You thought she looked like death
Well,
in the '80s.
think about it at Reagan's funeral. She took a dive.
That's right.
Oh yeah, I heard
did.
she was all beat
Yeah.
up in the lower regions.
Yeah.
So who do we want? Okay, so we have a spot open here. Is there anybody else we feel we need to
God, I don't.
bump off the list? Now,
Bump up
I haven't
the
heard any
list of
updates on
funny.
Mandela lately.
but Betty Windsor missed her first
International conference.
and
Yes.
let Chuck go.
Yeah. She let.
Chuck Windsor went in her stead.
That's right. So they were saying on the news that that's really the first glimmer of her relinquishing control and
Yeah.
power to him. And then what? Will he be?
And then you'll find out how to use the word bequeathing correctly.
Let's not talk about Queefing.
You mean inherit?
Inherit, yeah. Damn it.
Draconian inheritance.
I inherit all kinds of things. Nobody dies in these stories.
I bequeath to you.
Now, if we
next week's
leave-
word is going to be bequeath.
If we leave Betty Windsor on the list, like I feel like do we get extra points if she dies since she's a royal?
Oh, yeah, I'll give myself 5
Oh,
points.
I think that's
Okay.
good.
But number 10 is open. Any other changes? Glenn Campbell's still not looking real good.
Well, but no, I don't.
I don't know what to do with that.
I think we brought that up only because of the Alzheimer's. I don't
Yeah.
think he's in poor
Well,
health.
and stopping and
Yeah.
no, he stopped the touring.
No,
He
right. No,
canceled
because
everything.
he doesn't even remember the songs he's playing, and I'm not
Are we
making
Googling,
fun.
No,
are we
I know.
Googling candidates? Is
Yeah,
anyone from the
I-
chat
Go.
room? Egypt, France, Puerto Rico, anything to add? Don't worry, we won't put Rita Moreno on here.
No, we can't do
Love
that.
Rita Moreno.
Keep her.
True. I don't know. God, because every time somebody dies, I'm like, God damn it! Why
know.
didn't we think of them?
I'm
Well, there
so
has
with
been
you.
one dead yet that I thought was
I'm
alive.
still a
Sherry
little,
Lewis
I
is already dead, so I know
want to
that.
give a shout out to Nelson Mandela though, because I still feel kind of guilty about last week and my comments about Mandela.
Jerry
When you listen
Lewis,
back.
dead or alive?
Alive.
Jerry Lewis.
Let's put Jerry on there.
Yeah.
Oh, Jerry Lewis is damn near dead. That's true. Yeah.
Those people living in France, I'm sorry to put Jerry Lewis on the list.
Oh, I am sorry. Hailed as a genius.
Somewhere.
But studied because the things that he did for the Nutty Professor, there is still a class.
Oh, where they
use-
teach what he did in that because
all
it was
the-
so crazy in what he did?
Yeah, inventing
Yeah,
the
he was
monitor so you could direct yourself.
Yeah.
All those. There's a lot of different things that Jerry.
Here's a couple of interesting suggestions
Okay.
from one of our friends. And by friend, I mean deathlistwatch.net.
You are a resourceful white woman.
Mikhail
Yeah.
Karishnikov.
Yeah, which is wild.
Inventor of the AK-47. He's 94.
Okay, by the way, let's
Seems
go with
good.
a different. How is that said?
Who?
Because Mikhail Baryshnikov is a ballet dancer.
No, Kalishnikov.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Mikhail
Still-
Kalishnikov.
Still vodka.
Because he invented the Kalishnikov.
Okay.
Gun, yeah.
Oh.
yes. Of
Okay.
course he did.
What about Zsa Zsa Gabor?
Oh,
Zaza.
I think that's a valid
We're
one.
done.
Yeah, but didn't we say at the beginning we wanted that one, and you
Yeah,
guys
but
all
she's
were
now
like,
a plucky old person.
okay,
She's
Because-
lost both legs. They've amputated. If I'm not mistaken, both legs have been amputated.
okay.
Oh,
Or
and
below
a
knee.
head and a,
Oh my God,
knee.
this is,
Yeah.
wait, this is great because there's a couple other people on here. They have George Bush Senior, who seems like he's a pretty good candidate because
George
he's in a
who?
wheelchair.
George Bush,
Kirk Douglas.
HW.
Senior.
HW.
But then they have on here as number 13 Prince. Okay, because they give you their name and then their age and description. Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh,
Edinburgh.
Yeah.
age 92. Description: casual racist.
I love it.
That's
Well,
awesome.
I don't know. What about Kirk Douglas? I mean,
Uh,
that son of a bitch.
Did we have him on the list?
We
for a
did. We
while?
just took him
No,
off.
did
We took him off last
No.
week. Yeah, we did.
Did we?
We had him there. I think. Yes, I know we did. 'cause
I think
I
we
put
did
him
for
there.
sure.
Okay.
I put him
Okay.
there.
Well,
Wow, so that's our update. That's what we're going to leave it with right now, right?
Next week we go for casual racist because you know
That's
that.
funny.
Ephraim Zimbalist Jr.
He's
Oh,
Stephanie Zimbalist's
Stephanie Zimbalist's
dad,
dad.
and famous in his own right.
No, there's one I thought was
I
already
don't know
dead.
who that is at all.
If you saw, well, no, you wouldn't know. He wouldn't know.
Pierce, what was it called? Remington Steele.
Remington Steele was
Remington
it. Stephanie
Steele.
Zimbalist
Yeah,
was.
but Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. was an actor.
Yeah, very
Huge
famous actor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oscar nominated for something.
That's weird that you said.
So, what the hell were their names? The Duchess. Oh my God, what the hell was W.E. Wallace, Simpson, and
What?
the King of England that abdicated the throne so that Betty Windsor could be queen. Her uncle, the Mrs. Simpson, the divorcee.
Ashford and Simpson.
No, she was
Solid.
She was the
As a
American
rock.
divorcee that he abdicated the throne to marry her.
You're looking at me like the more you tell me, the more I'm going to be able to give you an answer. And I
It's
got
not
nothing.
happened.
It's the King's Speech. It's
Google
how
it.
it's
I don't know.
Google it.
King
I'm
Edward.
glad you're not looking at me.
Look at her.
You saw the movie, Al.
Well, I did too, but I
Oh,
don't
I didn't
remember.
see it.
Well,
He stuttered a lot.
I
Oh
love
my
how
God,
it's
Harrison,
like
help
totally
me.
like really important,
What
European
about Carol
history.
Channing?
Carol Channing.
Oh,
that's-
she's
She's
a good
still
one.
alive.
Oh my God,
Remember.
W.E. There. Oh my God, Madonna.
Elaine Stritch.
Elaine. Oh no, we are not putting Elaine Stritch on that list.
Okay, that's fine.
Although it would make her live forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fats Domino. A couple good ones on here.
So, anyways, oh my God, I can't believe none of you can help me with this. Mrs. Simpson was
All
her
right.
name.
Go ahead.
Marge.
Give it again.
King Edward. He was King Edward. He's Betty Windsor's. They're the
And who
Duke-
was he married to, you're wondering?
Wallace Simpson. He married the American divorcee, and he had to abdicate the throne, and that's how Betty Windsor's father became the King of England. Oh my God, it's one of the most famous love stories of all time.
Simpson?
How many people did we lose?
Both of them.
Okay.
If they're in Europe,
I don't know.
well, no, because they
Well, then
turned
I
it-
should come on, answer. Please help him, because I
Okay,
have no damn
so,
idea.
Okay.
Oh, Costa Rica has joined us.
Hello, Costa Rica.
I'm
He
sure-
married
Hello.
Wallis, Duchess of Windsor.
Yes, and he gave up his kingdom. He gave up being King of England for this American divorcee. Madonna's last movie was just called
For the love
W.E.
of... I don't
Ava
know.
Perón.
No, that was...
So anyways, oh my God.
No. That deserves...
You must.
That deserves
love
this.
Okay.
Not Ava fucking Perón.
I can't, you guys have never heard
Oh my
about
God, it's
you never
fantastic.
heard of the
Well,
King
if
of
you
England?
just say
The
it,
American
spit it out. No, no.
The American socialite's name is
Spencer.
Wallis Simpson.
Yeah.
That's it.
Ben
So-
Simpson.
King Edward abdicated the throne to marry her. They became the Duke and Duchess of Windsor, and they supported the Nazis. And Prince Philip, who was
Yeah.
Elizabeth's, was friends with all of them.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by like what closet racist.
Casual.
Casual racist. Because they were all kind of sort of on the
Draconian
Nazi
difference.
team.
Draconian
right, yeah,
difference.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Jesus.
It just shouldn't have taken that long. Like we should have all gotten to like
Wow.
King Edward and Mrs. Simpson.
I'm kind of worn out.
Just a tiny bit of European
Well,
history is all I'm
no.
asking. It's not even ancient history.
Well, but-
You
I
had
got
just a
nothing.
tiny bit. That's all we got in the room.
You just
That
want to
was
start
it.
talking about Lady Di Forward? Okay.
with all
I'll pay
that we just
attention.
went through, I think it's time for some thoughtful vulgarity.
And now, thoughtful vulgarity, where we, in the studio, try to make ourselves slightly less shallow, which is not hard to do. We will ask one question of the panel and have them try to answer it while fucked up drunk. Because you know at home how well it goes when an important question comes up 90 minutes after alcohol has been served. Politics, religion, why not? You're fucked up. What could possibly go wrong? Who could you offend? You've been warned. Good luck.
We could offend everybody in England.
All right, so now I'm just going to ask because I can't believe that none of you have ever heard the story.
I can't answer it still.
No, just like so. Here was a man who was, when England was still like the most powerful nation in the world, gave up the throne for a woman. Could you imagine like giving up control of most of the world for someone you loved? Like, could you do that?
I've given up control of most of my world, so.
No, but
yeah.
literally the world. Like this
Just
is
kidding.
the King of England during the Empire.
Yeah, but I got nothing.
Literally the world.
I've got.
India
That's
and
very draconian
Argentina.
for me. I have a. I don't know. I have nothing to go by.
colonies, everything but America.
I probably would.
Really?
Yeah, I probably would. If it makes her happy. What else? I mean, I'm being serious because I'm not about power and control. So
Okay.
you know.
I'm a little bit about power
I
and
was like,
control.
there's no chance that any of that would go to your head. Like you're literally.
You know, I don't know. Like,
I mean, I like Kelly a lot, but
yeah.
There is a line.
India's on your team, so you pretty much got the world's
Yeah.
population.
I don't know.
All the brown people are bowing to you. No, nothing.
I think it's really honestly hard to say unless we're there.
Mindy Kaling said it last week. I got
my
it right
God,
off the Mindy
okay,
Project.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I don't
do
know.
love Mindy Kaling.
I agree with you. Like, I don't, not being there, but just looking at my own world and, you know, like if it's something that, if there's something that, no, I'm not going to give that up, or no, I'm not going to do something, I won't.
Never gonna
But
give you up. Never gonna let you down.
get out of my.
No,
Anyway,
no.
I thought it was the same thing. Sorry.
Same
I was
song.
doing
Same
Rich,
song.
Different song.
Shame
Different
song.
song.
Rich
Shame
Astley.
song.
All right,
Oh,
so
right.
so
Also from
Rickrolled.
England.
so far you've shot her during the zombie apocalypse. I can't
is
even
all
list
true.
all the different ways that Kelly's
It's really
gone out
kinda
the
true.
out with the
Does she
bathwater.
listen?
So sad.
Yeah.
Probably not. Good.
So how does she do when giving up world domination?
It's so sad. It is really sad. That's the love of my life, ladies and gentlemen. I
mean, you like her. You like her.
Well, let
I'm a
me ask
catch.
this though.
I'm a
Hold on.
keeper.
You like her a lot. That's what you said.
So now let me understand the question a little bit better. I'm giving up this power,
World power, giving it up. That's
so
all you got.
that Henderson has to deal with the power and all the bullshit that goes along with it.
No, like
Done.
No, that just means
your
everybody.
brother or sister. Like it go, you lose everything. You're now.
And I still don't have to deal with the bullshit. Done.
But if Aaron gets
But
it,
it's still,
everybody
I'm a part of the. I'm still a part of the family.
everybody
I get
gets
the
a
goods.
puppy.
No, they kind of sent you. They kind of sent you up to Nazi Germany.
Yeah, back in the day though, they would be like,
Well, if they're gonna send me away, no, they can fuck right off.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So,
so what do you choose?
Well, now that you're
your
adding little
family,
pieces.
well, it's
Well,
you
I
choose
would've-
your family and
I
your
didn't realize-
If I
legacy.
knew the story,
I didn't realize I was making up the monarchy as I was going along.
I told you, if you want to start with Lady Di and move forward,
Right.
fine.
In the zombie apocalypse that apparently we're formulating right now.
Because I have no idea.
God, I can't wait for World War Z.
All of the movies about this topic are wonderful because it's one of the great love stories of all. It's like one of the most famous true love stories of all time.
I don't know
I'm
if I
gonna
would
have
let it.
to-
I don't know if I would give it up. I don't know. I just, yeah, it's, I don't know. Would you,
Nope,
Clayton?
not at all.
Oh, that's easy, right?
Not
no,
at
but I
all.
thought you were saying for like
Somewhere
your
there's an
partner.
English virgin that's gonna.
Alfred, would you give it up?
No, I can't even imagine
He
that. Like,
wants to run the world now and tell the Academy Awards how to do their shit. So he's like,
I mean, this
Yeah.
was back when the empire, like it was the empire. Like they still had they hadn't given up one colony except for America, and they fought that one tooth and nail.
right.
Like they were still peeing in Canada of their own free will. Well, Canada's really not free. I mean,
I kind of feel like a doormat. Then
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay.
no, I mean it's
Now that I don't understand, now that I understand a little
Did
bit
you
better.
read Harrison put, I wouldn't, please. I wouldn't even give up control of my bathroom for a partner, so I'm not, I'm going with no.
Well played, Harrison. How draconian. I love it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I couldn't do that.
at least everybody on the chat room knew the hell I was talking about. Thank God for some cultured people somewhere on a computer.
Well, I think he just
Well-
kind of shot three of us to hell.
Well, yeah.
Well,
I mean, this is one of those things like not hearing of Susan Lucci that I'm like,
oh, I know
come
exactly
on,
who
yeah,
that is.
I'm like, come on.
See, I'm
They have
cultured.
pictures here of the Duke and Duchess with Adolf Hitler.
Oh,
Oh yeah, casual racist.
wow.
Nothing to see here. Move along.
and that's mine.
Next
Like
caller.
you gave me control, I'm keeping it. Fuck you. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, no.
I'm not gonna give it up for the stuttering brother.
No takesies, backsies.
Did you see the King's speech?
Yes.
Is that what it was about?
Any of that shit. He stuttered through the whole thing. I was like very proud of him for getting past it.
Okay, well she did get the point of the movie, so I got to give her points
well,
for that.
thanks.
She
I'm a
missed the-
social worker.
she-
What the fuck do I care about the rest
she,
of it?
she missed the first 20 minutes as to why the stutterer got
Well,
there. But what's
Clayton? Let's be real. I was probably late walking into the movie.
Probably
I
for
was
20
just,
minutes.
I was just gonna say
Yeah,
that. But
20
in her defense,
I'm
that
about
line
15,
for popcorn
20 minutes late.
pretty long. That happened. I went to see.
Done.
I went with the two most high maintenance people on planet Earth. I went and saw the Blair Witch Project,
Okay.
and we went like opening weekend when the lines were like out the door, and it was a big deal to get a seat, and we were second row. And as soon as the movie starts, like, oh, I need a soda and popcorn. What? So they missed the whole first 10 minutes of the movie, and then at the end, they're like, that was stupid. It didn't make any sense. Because you weren't here for this setup.
You can't.
It was an hour and 10-minute movie, and you missed 10 minutes
Right.
of it.
He was very good looking when in 1919. There's a very good picture
He
of him.
was because he was
But
the
it's-
sporty one.
But it's interesting the rest of his story. That he abdicated, became the Duke of Windsor, then blah blah blah. They toured Germany and became friends with Adolf Hitler. And after it was determined that he was a Nazi sympathizer, he was assigned to the Bahamas as the island's governor. So he was the governor of the Bahamas.
Because that's a punishment.
I know.
Oh, no. I have to
Well,
go rule the
and-
Bahamas.
But then after after the war ended,
Did he have a Bahama mama?
I know. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Her name was Wallace Simpson. I'll never forget that. I will literally never forget that. And after the war, he was sent to France for retirement. After he and his Nazi buddies lost, but still not a bad life. He's a duke.
exiled to France.
a duke with a duchess. He spends some time in the fucking Bahamas.
Ruled it.
Ruled it. Yeah, thanks. And then he got exiled, quote unquote, to the beautiful
To
French
the
countryside.
unpleasant land of bad wine.
Probably.
I
Now, Harrison's still chiming in. She is also worth mentioning that Chuck Windsor, Prince Charles, married Di when he loved Camilla, so he wouldn't abdicate for love either.
Right. Because and he's got a good-looking brother that he could have passed that on to. I can't remember which one's
Andrew.
Andrew's cute, Edward's a bit of a worry, right? Is that how it
yeah.
goes?
I have no idea.
Andrew's very cute. He
and-
was married to Fergie.
Fergie and Edward married Diana's clone.
So why
Yes,
couldn't
so something like that,
Why
yeah.
wasn't Why wasn't he allowed to marry Camilla? So he knew Camilla from the start?
Oh, yeah.
They were in love for many years, but
Why
she was
couldn't
already
he-
married. She was married and widowed, I think.
That sounds right.
But why couldn't he marry her if she
Because
was
pure
widowed?
blood. Got him pure
Yeah,
blood.
but Kate Middleton's not pure blood.
No, but she's not ever been married or divorced or
Oh,
like
I see.
her
Just like
reputation.
You don't have to be
Diana.
royal blood.
Her,
You just-
they kind of lightened up on that one because they saw what happened with Diana.
No,
But
Diana
so now you're just
Spencer.
looking for like kind of a virgin who's kind of
Kind of.
never been sullied,
God, if I was Diana, what a sad life.
Or Draconian.
Her whole life was sad.
right? But
No.
I mean, think of the good she did with landmines
And AIDS.
and lovely boys.
And she made very
and
cute
let's
children.
just say it, she has made a good-looking ginger.
Prince Harry is a hottie.
Because let's say that I ever let Evan Peter out of my sight. The second thing I'd hump is that one.
And Evan Peters the one you want to lick while he speaks.
I don't care.
Well, he
I
does
thought we
anything
may
bad.
Never talk about
Perfect.
that again, but.
Yep. I don't care if you take a slingshot to a puppy. I'll still have sex with you.
And we just lost a listener.
Yeah, we know you hate dogs.
Aaron
We're
already
on
went to
board.
bed.
Yeah.
And to clear it up, during the zombie apocalypse, I'm the one that's going to go first to be eaten by the zombie because I don't want to. I do not
don't
want to
wanna be
be.
there.
I don't want to be inconvenienced
No.
by anything because the first time you tell me I don't have cable, I'm killing myself. I am certainly not going to make it to like drastic choices between canned beans and eating a dog. Let's think about who we're dealing with here.
I don't have HBO anymore.
Right, I'm
Yeah.
done. I'm
Yeah.
good.
Done. Hashtag done.
What organs
But
do you
then you
need?
realize that it was just like a power outage on your block.
And then
You're
can
like,
I have that
"It's
kidney
over!"
back?
And it goes, and then it pops
But
back on.
hopefully the lights have gone off before the lights go back up on HBO.
Because that's sad for you.
All right, so would you rather? Oh my God. Okay, this is a good one. How do? I guess I need reading glasses. Have to spend every night for a month sleeping in a kennel, or spend every night for a month in a large bird aviary. Have you seen Jurassic Park 3?
I'd be in a
Let
kennel.
that be your guide.
I'd be in a
am
kennel.
not- Kennel would make me claustrophobic. I think
That-
I'd have to do
That
aviary.
barking. When
No,
drive
when you
up a
say no, we
fucking
saying
tree.
kennel.
I
We
live
saying
in one.
Are we? Well, there's that.
Hail Mary, Sister Catherine School.
I'm thinking kennel like actually
school
like
and
in a
kennels.
cage.
That's what I'm wondering. Are you in a cage like kennel, or
Right,
or
yeah.
are you just like, oh, this is the kennel where we have all these dogs, and I'm just gonna sleep there?
Lots of various cages, or are you like in one cage?
You'd be in one cage, but I think, but it would be like a
Sized appropriately.
yeah.
I could do a sized appropriately cage, but I was at the Children's Museum this weekend and
With children in cages.
Wow.
And there is
I've
this
heard of
one like thing there's the big climbing thing, and there's where you go. It's like this little maze thing, and I thought it was gonna be cute and take Palmer in, and I was about to have a fucking panic attack in the middle of this goddamn cage because it was like this shoveling along. Oh, it was horrible.
Palmer was fine. You were having a
Oh,
problem.
she thought it was great, and I wanted to like choke myself out.
Little claustrophobic.
Yes.
Yeah, a
But
little
see,
bit.
the bird aviary, like that whole like pecking your eyes out and
They're not
coming
gonna peck
down.
your
Yeah, that's
eyes
my
out.
that's
You
my
don't know.
follow-up question.
Yeah.
Are the appropriate animals in these things?
right.
Because
Right.
I'm afraid those dogs are going to bark and I'm going to kill myself, but then it's better than being near a living bird.
Like a hawk.
Because those are God's dirtiest creatures.
Well, and they're gonna, if you're just sleeping in the aviary, they shit on everything.
Right.
If you're
Yeah,
in a
but
kennel, the
also-
dogs are just gonna be next to you.
Dogs,
But if-
dog
they're
poop
not
doesn't
gonna
all of a sudden
shit on you.
mysteriously disappear.
Well, but if you're in your own kennel with, and there's no other dog, you're gonna wake
Well,
up.
you're pooping in there too. We're not letting you out for bathrooms.
No. The question was, would you
Sleeping.
sleeping?
Every night so you would do your bathroom business in the daytime.
Bingo.
All right,
So
all right.
kennels, the easy answer here. Next question. Winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah, I'm with him.
Okay, this is fun. This is a good card. Find out for years that you've horrendously misused a word quite often,
We do it on this show.
such as saying
Draconianly.
right for all intensive
That'll work.
purposes instead of saying for all intents and purposes. Or I'll do this one. Let's say you spent your entire life not knowing how to use the irony correctly, and you keep fucking doing it, which drives me up a goddamn tree. Or that for years you've been calling a subordinate at work by the wrong name. Which would be worse for you?
Well, not the subordinate by the wrong name, because
No,
honestly, go fuck themselves. Really, at that point, like
telling
you go
you.
fuck yourself. Tell me your name, goddammit. If you let me go on for the last 3 years calling you Frank when your name is Fred, then it's your fault.
Yeah.
Don't
Right,
be a dick.
right. No, yeah,
Tell me, correct me.
I'm with you on that.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be so draconian.
I've
about
been
it.
calling you the wrong name for 3 years, but you're a dick.
You're the problem.
My name is Draconian. It's my first day of work.
They call me Drac.
Yeah. Dracarnoir.
Black
What
man.
was your
I like
answer?
Oh God.
Okay, so yeah, I don't the subordinate, whatever. So using irony wrong.
And we'll go with irony because that's the one that pisses me off the most.
Okay, using that incorrectly or a wrong word. Wrong word.
Oh, that would bother you more?
Oh, yeah.
Oh God, I have a friend, and I'm
Yeah.
sorry,
That
who
would drive me
whenever
fucking
she
crazy.
means to say I ended up doing this, she says I landed up doing this, and I want to punch her at the fucking
Landed?
face. Like, just like, anyway, we landed up, and I'm just like, I cringe. I'm like, you
Also,
didn't land
if you're-
up anywhere.
We'll go back to golfing, and if you're listening, it's okay to land wherever you feel like. Wake up. And if you're listening, we're not talking about you.
I would have to go with the using the word improperly forever because there are a few people that I know that they're not stupid people. I just don't know where they were,
Right.
how they came across whatever words they're using and they use them wrong and it drives me insane.
Jesse Jackson.
Drives me insane. Well, and I'm not even.
Malapropism. He suffers from it completely.
Well-
He's almost got the right big word, but not quite.
Yeah, there's a lot of I know some, and they're young.
He's the most famous one I know of.
There's a couple of them that are younger, and that I just think, and I tried to correct them here and there, but then I realized it's just an uphill battle, and I don't want to fight that battle.
And then you feel like you're trapped in someone's word-a-day calendar. Or toilet paper is all they
So
call
wait,
it.
how are we using this word? Oh, is that irony?
And that is mine because I have not gotten anyone's name right in years. So clearly I'm living with that.
Well, that's why everybody's
Fine.
honey, darling, sweetie.
Right.
Sweetie,
Yeah.
darling. You don't mind if I call you honey, darling,
Right,
sweetie? Right?
darling, sweetie.
But irony, and just to help the listeners out at home, in case you haven't figured it out, if you die of thirst in the middle of the ocean, that's ironic.
Sad.
Surrounded by water,
Right.
and you die of
That you
thirst.
can't drink.
so sad.
That's irony. A coincidence will never be irony.
Well, that was a
Drives me
coincidence.
up a fucking wall.
All right, we got time, I think, for one
it.
more.
There was a good one on one of these. Okay, have a social phobia that will never again allow you to hug or kiss anyone.
Marnie Ryer's right there. She won't shake
Or-
hands.
Right, but that's a little different than those two.
Because I do like the hug.
Have a social phobia that will never again allow you to look a person directly in the eye.
Oh, look in the eye. If I couldn't look you in the eye,
Yeah,
that
I
would
don't-
be horrible.
That
So
drives
I
me
would
crazy.
Really?
I would
Yeah, I hate
rather
that.
have the phobia of hugging and kissing. I have to be able to look someone in the eye. I think it's so aggravating when people talk to you like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a few people.
Have you seen Waiting for Guffman where she gives
Yes,
the acting?
I love it
and
so
she looks over here,
much.
and she closes her eyes.
Yes.
And she looks over here, and she closes her eyes.
We knew a girl that looked only at your ear. And I'm not joking. Like when she talked to you, she would stare at your ear and you'd be like, what the fuck?
Is that a lazy eye? What the hell's going on there?
Just a couple inches over.
Or
Right over
let me
here.
help you out. The boobs are down here.
Yeah.
At least look at something I know what it is.
Did you keep like leaning over like you're trying to catch her?
Yes.
you really?
You're like, you're like just trying to like, you're trying to shake it off for her.
Check it out. Check it out. What was
Anyway,
That's funny.
There we go. Correct that eye, honey.
Which one is yours? Marsha. Isn't it ironic?
Isn't it ironic?
Not, most of those, no, not so much.
I would have to say the hugging and the kissing because I would look at you and say, God, I really want you to look. I really want to look you in the eye, but I can't.
so you would rather not be able to, you would rather have a phobia of hugging and kissing? Or you'd rather
No, I'd
not
rather
look in
have
the eye?
the phobia of not looking someone in the eye. Like,
Okay.
I really want to, but I can't. Like, just be able to admit it because I'd love hugs. Because I can't shake your damn hand.
Yeah. that's
So,
what
I mean, I would be a social outcast anyway. I wouldn't have anyone to not look at.
Yeah.
I mean, really. It's true.
I think I would have to go with I would rather have the phobia of the hugging.
Okay.
Or whatever the hell you said, because again, it drives me, it drives me crazy to look directly at you, Marnie, and look like this all the
I
time.
know, I know.
can't. That drives me insane.
Yeah.
It
I have to be able to
actually
look.
does me as well, but I'd have to choose.
Yeah,
it.
so I have to look something like that because again, I think there's a validation, there's an honesty, there's a trust thing there. I don't get trust out of hugging you. I get
Right.
more trust out of looking directly at somebody and
Yeah.
realizing you're full of shit.
Well, then again, now that I
is
think
so
about
weird.
it, if I can't look at you, how can I find you to hug you? So I
No.
really like walking
Well,
into something.
you can look.
Where are you? I can't look at you. I'm scared.
No, you can look at them and kind of.
I'm so scared of looking at you.
I'm too scared to look at you. I can't hug you.
No, you can that kind of like see you. I kinda see, you can kind of do that kind of.
How Helen Keller.
Right. Jesus Christ.
And now we've lost our blind listener.
We are.
Well, now that they're deaf too.
What was it? Closeted bigot. What was it? What was it before?
Casual racist.
Casual
Casual
racist.
racist. That should be a whole category. Okay, so now I'm still going to answer whether you turn that music up or not.
Oh, I'm sorry. You heard.
I just got back from the whole big family thing, and that's why I love this question, because we hug and kiss when we go to the bathroom like that. It's a whole lineup. You can't. And I told you, I went to a breakfast function that lasted till 6 o'clock.
I'll be right back. I love you. Go, bring it in.
It's all this hugging and kissing, and then
there were only 4 of them.
Yeah. So the extended
Hurry
family.
back. Hurry back.
We miss you.
Little tongue this time. I gotta go for a while.
No, I'm scared.
So the extended family that I was there to surprise, and we're not directly related, but we're together all the time. So they say to me, "Oh my God, we get a kiss from our mom like once a year," and then it's like a little brush on the cheek, and I was like, "Oh." And then the grandkid says, "Oh, my mom," which is like my best friend back at home. She's like, "Oh my God, she never kisses us either." She's like, "Oh my God, you got to practically force her to give you a hug and a kiss." I'm like, "We've hugged 3 times since breakfast. Like, we're almost dating."
In some cultures.
And then it was so funny because the grandmother had already left, so I didn't get to see that in action. But then I watched the kids physically try to get my friend to hug them, and they were like sitting on her, and she's like, "Oh, God, off me." And she told them that when they send texts, and she'll say like, "Kay, like, I gotcha." They're like, "Are you mad?" So now she writes out smiley face like you did with hashtag, because she doesn't know how to make a smiley face. So she writes out smiley face, "Get over it. No, I'm not mad. Leave me alone." And then she puts pictures of like puppies. Like her text messages are like 5 minutes of that she's not mad. And her son was literally sitting on her. So then she pushes him up to hug me goodbye. I'm like, well, clearly the hugging thing only applies to me.
You're from out of town.
It was the funniest thing, though, to hear that this family doesn't like to hug.
And that's what we've been doing all day.
Exactly.
I love it.
Oh, well,
I can draw her breasts from memory.
at least we have ended this Tuesday night show on an up note. This is the show. It's on Q Talk. We're here every single Tuesday night from 7 to 10 Arizona time. Figure it out for yourself what time it is where you are listening in Egypt, San Juan, Puerto Rico, or where the hell else it is. We'll be here again next Tuesday, 7 o'clock, with a lot more stuff just like tonight. So it's exciting. But we will leave you this. We will see you next Tuesday!
You've been listening to the show on Q Talk America.